Well, good evening out there in YouTube land. It's the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. And I decided to put some wood in the fire pit and get a fire going for some reason. Just seeing if anybody wanted to come and hang out. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say simply because almost every freaking YouTube creator out there has been saying it. So I don't know. Unless you guys got something to talk about. What is up? What's up, Miss? And Mike, what's going on, Mike, man? How you doing, boy? Yeah, man, getting that two up. What's up, mate? Um, yeah, I decided to get the fire going. And you know, one of them things. What's up, Snooks? I was sitting out here looking up at the sky and stuff, and I'd figure I'd come out here and get the get the fire going. Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Been hearing a lot of stuff, man, and it's like supposedly like tomorrow, um, Israel is going to be blowing a bunch of fucking horns tomorrow and broadcasting it live all worldwide. So there's all kinds of, you think what you want on that. Hey, two up, man. I was checking out your stream earlier, um, and watching what's going on over there in the UK. I try to keep my eyes open on everywhere I can. You know, I sure as hell don't listen to the mainstream news and all that shit. I'd rather listen to people that are actually where they right there at the place where I want to look at. You know what I mean? So I appreciate what you're doing out there too. It's actually not even cool enough out here. Uh, I mean, it's actually kind of warm out here right now, and then I got a damn fire going at the same time. And it's kind of warm out here right now. What's up, Indy? I didn't know if anybody wanted to come and hang out or not, so I was just kind of hanging out. Decided to get a fire going. Oh, no worries, Indy. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, I know, man. I know. I know you keeping your eyes open. I know you are. You know. Yeah, I appreciate that, Indy. I mean, if anybody, because there really wasn't anything going on YouTube when it comes down to live streams and all that stuff. So I was kind of getting bored with what was on YouTube, and there wasn't any movies I wanted to watch on Tubi or Prime or anything like that. So I was just getting bored. So that was the reason why I was like, well, shit. Um, I'll get the fire going. and see how long my wood that I've got sitting here lasts. I don't know, but yeah, Mike, that was what I was talking about. Well, see, that's the thing, man. I'll criticize the hell out of that country. I don't give a shit because, to be clear, that country is not an ally of the American people. So I don't give a shit. Yeah, I agree. I mean, honestly, I miss the '80s and the '90s, in my opinion. I miss those days, but we're getting further and further away from those days, and then it just doesn't seem like it's ever going to get back to that. Unless something, you know, extraordinary happens. So, uh, Conspiracy Queen, good to see you, girl. If anybody does want to come up, you guys let me know. I'll put the link in. But other than that, I mean, I was just kind of hanging out. If you guys want to just hang out in the chat, or if you guys got something you want to talk about or whatever, and you want to come up and hang up on a panel or whatever, and we'll talk that way. You know, and if you know anybody else that wants to have somewhere to hang out, I'm offering a place to hang out tonight because there's really not much going on YouTube right now when it comes down to live streams or anything like that. So, well, I appreciate it too. I appreciate it, man. You know, I've been on YouTube for this year since I think around 2014, and I've had Anarchy Television since 2016. So I'm definitely not one of those big YouTubers because I've got probably 1,000 subscribers, and a huge handful of them are probably trolls. But yeah, okay, yeah. Let me get things going here, and I'll drop it and see if you guys want to come up. Feel free. I mean, especially if I know you. Um,
How you doing, Winner? You all right?
things could be better, things could be worse.
Yeah, you're living, man. You're breathing.
Yeah. Oh, I
That's,
woke up breathing. I woke up breathing again.
yeah,
Uh,
that's
you
a
know,
good thing.
well, nobody's guaranteed tomorrow, so
No, that's why I say to people, whatever you got to do, man, just enjoy your life. Life's short.
well,
We're not getting any younger.
yeah,
Although I take a
no,
lot. I take a lot of risks. What I'm doing with the protests and that.
yeah,
I'll get in there with stand up to racism. I try and wind them up.
yeah. There's a lot of little things here and there around the country over here too when it comes down to different types of protests and shit like
Yeah,
that too. But
that's it.
I think it's pretty cool that there's a bunch of people that are standing against that illegal immigration shit.
It's
So
crazy what's going on. It's absolutely crazy, and we ain't got a Trump. We got a socialist government who just facilitates it.
yeah, no, I
So
I, I get it. you know,
So we're standing against an establishment that it's just funding it, kind of thing, with the taxpayers' money, and
Yeah.
it's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
Well, I mean, a lot of it seems like, I mean, even over here, it seems like the governments really care more about these illegals than they do the people of the country.
mm,
And, and I think that's on purpose too, because, there's a 4-step process of ideological subversion. And the first step is to demoralize the people. The second step is to destabilize the nation. The
and
third step is,
get them
the
to
third
fight
step,
against each other.
yeah. And the third step is to bring the nation to crisis.
Yeah, anarchy,
And
isn't it? Anarchy, mate. You know,
well, not necessarily anarchy. It's chaos. Chaos
it's,
and anarchy are opposites, actually.
yeah, it's coming to like civil unrest in the UK.
Well, I
It's
mean,
get
in some ways, I mean, it's good, but the only thing is in some ways that the government created the problem. It's a problem reaction solution. The
yeah,
government created the problem. They're waiting for that fear-based reaction from the people to,
hmm
like, oh, government, please do something, and then they step in with that pre-planned solution, which is
Well,
which is
I believe the pre-planned solution is coming up to the digital ID, which we really need to stand against. That digital ID is coming, man. And what they're saying it's for the migrants, but they can't put it on them, so they're going to do it as a whole.
yeah. See, that's how they're going to try, and that's how that says their marketing ploy to get it going in and
Yeah,
get people behind it. You know what
and
I
then,
mean?
and then it'll be digital banking, and then, to
Yeah.
control every penny what people have, to put another tax on your money, and it's just, yeah, we need to stand up and rebel like we did on the 13th. We all need to stand up and not allow them to do that.
Well,
The thing
I
is,
think,
look,
like I said, the pre-planned solution is they're
yeah,
going to step in to try and institute their order out of that chaos.
yeah, that's
You
right,
know?
because he was head of the Crown Prosecution Service, so he's still got a grip on the judicial system, I believe. That's why he put a lot of protesters away for 2 years, 8 months. Lucy Connolly, she only put a tweet out, but she was the Conservative wife. She was a wife of a Conservative MP. And she got 2 years, 8 months for just putting a tweet out. And when you think of something, you say it, and then she deleted it about an hour later. And someone took a screenshot, and she got 2 years, 8 months. So he put a lot of people away for um, similar sentences because they went guilty, thinking they're going to get a third off and they'd be all right.
Yeah.
But really, they should have gone not guilty, and it probably wouldn't have got anywhere. But anyway, you had Peter Lynch. He committed suicide in jail, and like he loved his grandkids and that, and he was only just protesting and having a little growl at the police, but nothing to deserve that sentence. Once he got in jail, he couldn't handle it, and it's unfortunately, allegedly, he took his own life.
Yeah. Allegedly, right?
That's right, yeah, because you just don't know.
Well, anybody that's going to speak against the the narrative, they're going to
It's
try and
tyranny, isn't it? It's the
yeah.
tyranny, like.
Well, that's their playbook. Honestly,
Mm,
I think there's this 3-step process if they want to shut you up. Like, for instance, here in America,
uh-huh.
it's like the first step is to cancel you in the public eye. If that doesn't shut you up, they'll try and put you in prison for some trumped up charges or something. If
And you
that
got
doesn't
your
shut
amendments, so where you got like a little bit of free speech, or is it
well, even that's being threatened every single day. You
really?
know, even our Second Amendment, which is to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government, which is our own government if it becomes
Yeah,
tyrannical. And they're even every day they're we the people got to fight the very people that are
you're
supposed to
not
be
taking the
protecting us.
guns away from the Americans. No way.
Well, they're trying to do it through legislative means.
Are they
You
doing
know,
it in different states? Like, so one
yeah,
state will say, right, no guns, and other states have different rules. Is that correct? Yeah.
yeah. You know, I mean, and that's one thing that I don't like politicians. I don't like government at all.
No.
But I will say this about DeSantis here in Florida. You know, as of tomorrow, the 25th, we are now legally to open carry firearms.
Uh huh.
We used to have that back in the 80s, but but after
So
the 80s, man,
what has
it
it been
became
recently then? It was no open carry.
no open carry. It was only concealed carry,
Okay.
and for a long time, it was only concealed carry if you had a permit,
Right.
and that was pretty much repealed or whatever because made it a constitutional carry. So I
Mhm.
don't need to get a permit if I want to just conceal carry. But now the court has deemed it unconstitutional to put restrictions on open carry. So now tomorrow it'll be
Mm.
technically legal to open carry again,
Is that
and
without a license?
without a license. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But I mean, there are certain restrictions, kind of like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can't bring him into a school, you can't take him into a government
Uh
building,
huh.
things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it's always been. But that
But the
is one
majority
thing
of the
that
time,
yeah.
people respect people when it's open carry on it because they don't want to fuck
Well,
about. That's my belief anyway. I don't know for
well,
sure.
I'll tell you this. I prefer both open and conceal. Conceal. What's up, Carl? Conceal gives the element of surprise.
Hmm.
The only thing that I see that's really good about the open carry thing is like, for instance, even if I did conceal carry and I had it under my shirt or something like that, and I was somewhere and I was reaching up and my shirt came up and you can see my firearm,
Mm.
that before open carry, it could come into some legal problems. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because they would consider that I don't know, brandishing a weapon or whatever, whatever,
Hmm.
whatever. Well, with open carry, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, technically I can open carry it right on my side and, in plain view, but even if I had it concealed and I accidentally, made it visible, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be it wouldn't be something that would be, the only thing is there's so many Karens that really, they get really freaked out when they see a gun.
Hmm.
And they think that only government and police and all that stuff should have weapons and nobody else should. There's still a lot of those Karens.
Yeah. Of course.
Most of those Karens are not from Florida. They're actually from other places. They're like transplants to Florida.
Hmm.
But I mean, the only thing is I think about into the future. DeSantis right now, there are some things that I kind of agree with and I'm all for, but then there is the possibility once he's not in that job anymore, whoever comes
It could
next,
change.
it could all just go,
Mm.
go, it could all get reversed or whatever,
Could be
which is
thrown at
always,
the wayside, eh?
yeah, it's always the case, you know what I'm saying? We always got to think, whoever's coming next could just destroy everything that was built,
Yeah.
you know, and but we're all of us, every freaking country, we're all heading steady toward Agenda 2030. So nothing's really changing yet.
Yeah. Have you looked proper into that? I mean, I haven't. I hear a lot of people talking about it. I know little bits about it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's
Uh,
where
and
basically, the end of private property, the end of
so you sound like corporate takeover kind of thing. Is that the Kalergi as well? Is that mixed in with it?
well, I tell you this, man, they want the lack of better words, the elite want to have full control over everything, the means of
Yeah.
production, your private
Well,
property,
don't you
your
do you not think
everything.
do you not think they already control things, huh?
Well,
Don't you
in a way
don't you
they
think that
kind of do, but they want even more because that's when all the digital ID, the digital currency,
so
all
so
that.
This
you know,
digital ID, is it going worldwide then? Is it not just the UK then? It's
oh yeah,
America and
they're trying to push that here too.
okay.
You know, you know, we got Bill Gates over here fighting for that shit. He wants all that stuff to go on, you know, and that's another thing
Yeah, but
too. And then
listen,
we got, you know, and I mean, Trump ain't helping nothing, bringing Palantir into the with Peter Thiel and all that shit into play. You
who's
know, bringing it
Palantir and
in.
Peter Thiel? What's that? I've heard of Peter Thiel.
Well, Palantir is it's a company that it's basically, you know, that the surveillance state in a sense.
Okay.
You know, it's you know, and that comes into play with the digital ID and digital
Yeah.
currency.
Do you
You
know
know,
that they're 3-4 years maybe more in front of us? Like, you know, it's all pre-planned
yeah,
like a
no, I
long
think
time.
you guys are probably gonna. It's probably gonna hit you guys before it hits us. Quite
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I think you
Well,
guys are probably going to be the testing ground.
this digital ID is definitely coming soon. But they're saying it's about the migrants, but they're not going to dig them out. So they're going to say everybody. Now,
They're trying to say the same thing here. They're trying to say the same thing here.
I think if you've got a mobile phone in your hand, you've got digital ID there. You know.
Well, they're trying to go a step further. They want to put it in your skin.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, the first thing it will be not just your cell phone. They want to have like wearables, like a bracelet or something.
Yeah, it's not
And,
happening because I think we will stand up. We're not going to have that. Like,
well, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, I really wonder. You know, it's like, okay, for instance, all the lockdowns that happened a few years back. What's going to stop them from doing it again?
we learned from that though. We learned too much, and they're not. I think the people will come out and say no. I'll
Well,
get out there. I'll get out there with my phone. You know,
right.
because as I say, like, I'm not being funny. I don't look 60, but I'm 3 years off of 60. But I've never felt so better in my life. I don't drink or do drugs or anything, and I'm flying with adrenaline with this stuff. I'll get in with the left, and I'll get, you know, they try and fucking hit me phone and put things in me face, and like, but I'll just wind them up, like, you know. And I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'm
Well,
doing it.
you know, that's another thing too. I mean, even over there, you know, it's basically, you know, the thought police and shit. I remember that one,
Mm.
you know, that one lady or was it a lady? I think it was standing out in front of an abortion clinic, just on the sidewalk,
Oh, she
praying.
was silently praying. Yes,
Yes, and they, you know, I'm gonna tell you, and they
it's
arrested her for that. I'm like,
crazy.
and that's like
I
the
mean,
thought police, you know. It's like
yeah,
you know.
they've got a task force now. What trolls social media and goes round, sends a couple of officers round to arrest someone over a tweet. It's fucking crazy. It's just mental.
Yep. What's
I
up,
mean,
Mike?
Going on, man?
hey, howdy, mate.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt. I'm listening.
No,
No
go on, man.
worries.
Go on.
No, I'm liking the conversation.
Oh, cool.
It is kind of strange though. I mean, because honestly, it's like that totally the 1984 George Orwell thing, you know, the thought crime and all that shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when it comes down to it. Like I said, I think quite honestly, because I mean, you know, the Rothschilds are the ones that really have their hand in everything for
Yeah.
a long time. So I
Well,
mean, you know,
they're the
the thing,
bankers, aren't they? They control
yes.
most of the banks, the
Well,
money.
that's the thing. It's like that's the
Wizard of
reason why I
Oz.
say that a lot of that stuff is probably going to hit you guys first because they're going to use you guys as a testing ground
Uh-huh.
and
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 I
and then
think
and then try to push it over here.
all these protests, right, it is building up to civil unrest. Now, I believe, I don't like to say it, and I pray to God it don't happen. One more naughty essay, right, on a young girl, and I think that's going to be the tinderbox. And it's just going to go up, like, and it's going to be civil unrest up and down the country. It's coming to that, like, people have had enough.
Well, you know, in some ways, I hope that is true, but I still
Hmm.
question that because there were so many people that fell for that damn jab shit back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that complied with the lockdowns. I mean, you know, that's the right reason why I say what's going to really stop them from trying it again.
But I
You
think
know,
I think even the normies who had one or two in that, and that includes me. I did have one or two. I was looking after my elderly father,
yeah.
and you know, I thought I wanted to protect him. Blah blah blah. But I've learned a lot since then, like, you know, and I've come out of myself, and You know, I learned a hell of a lot. I learned from the guys who went out there and protested against it. You know, I know quite a few of them, and I think we'll rise up this time. We ain't being locked down. Like, it's all
Y'all
about
been
controlling. Like, go on, my friend.
y'all been bucking over there. Where are you at? UK?
Yeah, I'm in London. Yes.
Yeah, one of y'all countries over there. Y'all got tired of all this stuff, boy. Y'all bucking, boy. Who is y'all the country that's been emptying out all the illegal hotels or whatever?
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy. Like,
yeah.
they're literally going in. So the British and the RNLI, which is a charity that rescues people stuck in the water, so they've been assisting the border force, but they've actually been going into French waters. So it's a 22-mile distance. So apparently we're supposed to pick them up in British waters, right? So they go 12 miles out, and then we pick them up once they get into our waters. But we're actually going 3 miles into the British waters, and then we're picking them up and then taking their life jackets off and giving the life jackets back to the French so they can use them again. It's a big plan. They're not doing nothing to assist. They're just assisting it. And it, you know, socialist governments fuck countries up anyway. They always have done and they always will do. It never works. Socialism never, ever works.
It's
Remember,
one.
Keir Starmer, like, he's known like to dip into the Fabian Society. He was a Trotsky and then something else. He is so far left, like Starmer, and he just hates the right. And to me, he's here to destroy this country. But
Exactly.
just like the Americans, you can try and fuck the country up, but we will rebuild just like we did in the First and Second World War.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have the monarch and all that shit.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
look, the monarch, right? There was an Easter message, right? He said an Easter message from the Lord, right? The first thing he said when he said that Easter message was Salam Alaikum. He greeted the fucking Muslims. How
They're
the
trying to trick.
fucking how
They're
can you say an Easter message and greet the Muslims first? It's just barbaric. He
They're
hasn't
trying
got
to.
yeah, he ain't got no bollocks. He's
Yeah.
no
They're,
good.
tr- they're trying to trick Muslims, man, into blowing everybody up. I already know what they're doing. I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, it's like because not being funny. Look, the Muslims have a hell of a lot of power. They run all the British jails. You go in the British jails, and it's all big boys, all Muslims run everything in the jails, right? So it started in the Middle East. Now Kuwait and Saudi and all that, they don't like all them fucking Muslims. They don't want them. They won't have them in their countries. Yeah, we're just a fucking dropping point for them. And they're all coming over here, right? In 2015, ISIS said, we're going to flood Europe with our people. In other words, we're going to send cells out. How the fuck do we know? Like, all these people coming over, there was 1,500 come over the weekend. Keir Starmer's got this policy in, one out, right? Now hear me this, right? 3 went back, 3 were deported, and 1,500 came in. So where is the 1 in, 1 out policy?
Right.
1,500 over last weekend.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's mental.
Yeah.
But they're doing it for the corporates. It's a corporate thing. We all know that.
And that island is not very big either, man. I'm gonna tell you. You know, hell, it takes
No?
over 10 hours to get from the north end of Florida to the south end of Florida. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's almost big. That's almost bigger than the whole damn country over there. You know?
Yeah. And the thing is, right, like, I've seen towns and cities change over the last 15 years.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, so now you can, I used to know everybody. Now, like, I hardly see anyone, and it's just all foreign speaking. So, you know, so I can't imagine another 3 3/4 year. So nearly 4 years of this Labour government. The
Well, there's
country's
some
going to...
places that it's like there's some places that you don't even. It's almost like you're walking into Somalia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's loads of towns and cities near me like that. Yeah, I'll say it's like Calcutta. You know,
Right.
like in India. It's like fucking India. It's mental.
Yep.
I wonder why they're not flooding Israel with all these people. I'm just wondering.
'Cause they won't have them. They won't have them now. Or Poland. Poland's very good.
Well, I actually I like how Poland's treating their border. You know, honestly, you know, that's
Mm.
a zero tolerance type of a fucking look at it.
Yeah,
I
but
kind of
weren't the
like that.
Americans doing that at one stage? Weren't
I,
they? They all flew to the border, didn't they?
if we as Americans had our way, we would have that. But you know, the government, they just do whatever the hell they want. They act like they're our kings. You know what I mean? And I mean that's how they look. I mean,
Do you
they're
know
supposed
what?
to be our servants, man. But
Yeah.
But
they act like they're our kings.
believe
Mhm.
it or believe it or not, the evil white people that have been running the world for 2,000 years
Yeah.
are caught, and they know it. They knew it back early. What do you think Obama was for? Their goal is to make it look like they oppressed black and brown forever, but their goal is to make it look like they're they're protecting black and brown. You see, it's called inversion psychological operations. They're doing it
Yeah,
Mhm.
worldwide.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean, that's
most
what
people
I hope.
have common sense. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go down. It's gonna be ugly, but there's nothing we can do. They
And
just
Yeah.
had a lot of
you know,
power.
Mike,
I
that's
mean, we
another thing too.
fight for our lives.
A lot of people
Sorry.
don't really know history. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are still Democrat and vote Democrat and all that stuff. They don't realize and remember the Democratic Party are the ones that wanted to keep slavery
KKK.
installed. They also the ones that started the KKK. They're also the ones that did Jim Crow. I mean, you know, I mean, the Democratic Party has never been for the black people.
It
You
doesn't
know what I
matter.
mean?
They were controlling the Republicans too. They were actors
Well,
since the
it-
60s. The
it's
Illuminati took
just
over the government when they murdered Kennedy in the 60s. It was all
right.
fake. It
Well,
was
I
an
mean, that's
act.
what happened. That's the reason why, you know, almost everybody that speaks up, you know, the truth and it speaks up against all this, they end up trying to knock them off. You know, it started with Jesus. It started, you know, and then MLK, Malcolm X, fucking Charlie Kirk, you know, JFK. You know what I
Yep.
mean? There's a lot of people that, you know, that were speaking up. Even, you know, even Charlie Kirk. I mean, which I'm getting a lot of this Charlie Kirk fatigue because it's everywhere and everybody's talking about it all the damn time. I get tired of it. But, you know, it's like even he was actually being very critical on Israel. And, you know, and there's a good possibility, you know, there was players like Mossad that was in play and all this other shit. But, you know, because there's a lot of people in this country that are in high positions of power that have dual citizenship with
Mm.
Israel and they are Jews and
Yeah.
and that's just reality. That's not,
Do,
you
do,
know.
do you think Charlie was paid by Mossad and all that? Or
No.
Well,
He's on the
you
good
know,
side.
there's a lot of that shit coming out though, isn't there? Like, you know,
well,
I
you
think they
know,
done the same with Tommy Robinson and that, didn't they? Yeah.
well, see, that's the thing. It's like I think, in my opinion, I think you know people that get into those positions don't stay in those positions unless they play along.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Wizard of Oz. Control
Yeah.
the money, control most people. They know they can buy almost anybody. Not everybody, but almost anybody. Why do you
I
think you
mean,
see the
I don't even like.
KKK? You see black people on TV trying to support the KKK, but calling Trump the racist instead. I mean, come
Right.
on. We got to
Yeah.
be real about this.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, and I don't really, you know, I don't really see, you know, black, white, you know, whatever. The real color that really matters is green at the moment or gold. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and that's the problem too, because I mean, you know, it's like they look at all of us like we're just cattle or serfs or, you know, just peasants, you know,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't really even like the UN, but even the UN was trying to, what's up, Watt? Even the UN made a, was having a vote not too long ago, you know, saying that water and food is a natural, you know, fundamental human right. And the only two countries that voted against it was Britain and fucking the USA. So, you
Hmm.
know, you take that however you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, because I
Yeah.
mean, food, water, and you know, shelter are basic, fundamental human rights, natural human rights, and you know, and that's the reason why the you know the Agenda 2030 is like you know they just want to take all our private property away and they want to take all our all our sweat equity away, and then on top of that, we're just going to be sit back here eating nothing but bugs.
So
You
what's
know,
it? Is that a socialist thing then, or because that
yeah, I
sounds
mean,
quite?
it's a initiative through the UN, the WEF, the WHO. Because the true enemies of the world, really, in the West anyway, is the Trilateral Commission,
Well, it's,
the Club of Rome,
it's
the International
BlackRock and Vanguard too, isn't it? You know.
BlackRock,
Yep.
Vanguard. You got the Rothschilds. You got the Royal Institute of International Affairs, the Institute of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah.
You got there's a lot of this stuff that's playing against us, and it's not like we can just go off and knock one person off. This is like a huge thing, and it's a big deal, and that's what a lot of people don't really know who the true enemy is. So banging your fist out there in the air, on the street, protesting really doesn't matter, because the people that are really in power don't really care.
No.
I mean,
I think it shows how incompetent Keir Starmer is. That's the main goal, I think.
Well, if Trump captured, if the Trump Alliance, World Alliance captured BlackRock, it's over with. We're gonna win either way. And I'm not talking about just the corporation, satanic, Luciferian, BlackRock, Vanguard Corporation. I'm talking about the BlackRock in the earth for 0 point energy. That's why they call themselves BlackRock, because they
Yeah.
knew they had weapons that we never even heard of, know nothing about. But I think Trump and them captured it, Stargate. So that means we can blow up anybody we want. Listen, in 2 seconds, a whole state can be a new canvas if they really want to. And I think Trump and them captured it, but I don't know for sure. It's called the Rods of God, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you think about back when Reagan, there was the Star Wars program. You think that was never, completed, or
Exactly.
was just shelved on the side of the fucking road somewhere?
Exactly.
No, and directed energy weapons, which is a real thing. There's a lot of stuff when it comes down to it that they're using against us, worldwide. But that's another thing too. We, the people over here in America, are getting fleeced, from all our wealth, and then passed out to every fucking country around the world. And then we start all these fucking conflicts, acting like, hell, this is our problem. And it's not. It's like, shit. It's like these fuckers up there, getting involved in, like, like I said, Ukraine, Hezbollah, Palestine, Israel, and all that stuff. They're not allies of the American people, man. They don't recognize our individual, sovereignty as a people, as the masters, instead of the because the government corporation here in America was bought out and bankrupt and bought out a long time ago by the international banking cartel. And I mean, seriously, I mean, even our income tax really doesn't even do anything in America. It goes straight to the fucking king over there.
Exactly. $330 trillion they stole from us. Congress knew IRS was illegal. They all knew. They didn't say a word.
I think governments, like, we give £8 billion to Africa for net zero. I think it's a big money laundering scheme, what the government do. Africa's not doing no net zero shit.
Well, I mean, that's another thing too. It's like no offense, but I mean, shit, there's not one country around the world that taxes the crap out of their citizens to give money to American people. Not
the thing
one.
is, it's our money. It's our money. It's not their money.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, all taxation is theft, and it's extortion when it's done at the point of a government gun. And that's how it is. I mean, they try to say, like, for instance, income tax and all that stuff. They try to say it's voluntary. But no, it's done at the point of a government gun. So how is that voluntary?
We done made these people so rich, they trying to take everybody out. They can care less.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. I was like, if we believe the stories of our history here in America, it only took 3% of the population to kick out the most powerful, government at the time. If that was actually true, hella, can you imagine what 3% of the entire population of the planet could do against these fuckers? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just
seriously, we outnumber them, man. We outnumber them.
I
Exactly.
know.
But what do you think about countries? I can't remember what countries they were, but they've taken over their government. Like they've got in and they've taken over. Like
The
Oh yeah,
problem
yeah,
wa-
yeah,
they've
the pro-
overthrown the government.
the problem
yeah.
was, man, they had weapons we didn't know about, bro. That's why it took so long, man. If you notice, every time they kept pushing them, pushing them, pushing them, they had weapons we didn't know about. Look, when Texas, the minute the
Mm.
National Guard said we're gonna stop this and went to Texas, what happened? They burnt half of Texas down with the lasers the next day, however the hell they, not the next day, 7 days later. They knew they had to wait a little bit, so it wouldn't be so obvious. But 7 days later. I mean, I'm just saying it had to be done like this, bro. Trump and
Mm.
them had to go slow and push slow, and so they could see what kind of weapons they got. Damn, they had everything: weather control, fucking lasers. I mean, damn, we would have never made it if Trump and them would have went too fast. We would have got zapped out. Hey, let me ask you this: do you think that? Could remember when they tried to show off their 0-point weapons and they did a little test and they put all those drones out there and had them looking at people? I think that guy that blew himself up, the military guy, they made it look like he blew himself up at the Trump thing. Remember that he was in the
Oh,
Tesla or what?
he's in the Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a damn. I think that's a hero. That's the whistleblower right there that told on
Really?
their ass. Yeah, because you notice they put them drones up real quick. They ain't never bring them back out. Yo, he told on them, so that was captured right there. Boom. Trump and them captured that, and then I think they
Yeah.
got Stargate somehow. I don't know how the hell they got Stargate. I think it's over in Alaska. That's the big boy. That's the fake alien invasion. I think Trump and them took control of it. They were going to do a fake alien invasion. They might still do it, but I think Trump and them have a way to, you know.
Well, I mean, there's really no telling what's going to happen. I mean, honestly, man,
Mhm.
even that, a lot of these observers, of the stars and all that shit, they're watching this thing that's coming our direction, and there's like, there's one
Atlas
big one.
31.
Yeah.
Tell me something, right? Do you think this is Revelations, Berner, in the Bible?
Well, that's hard to say because I
It
mean, quite
definitely.
honestly, I
It,
mean,
it,
well, in my opinion, I mean, hell, there's a form of revelation in a lot of different times in a lot of
mhm.
different countries right now. So I mean,
Yeah.
or even in the past. I mean, you think
Did,
about like
didn't
back,
didn't Nostradamus, and also a lot of people think he was a bit right wing, but Enoch Powell. Is it Enoch?
I mean, if you look at it, it's all in Revelations. The only thing I want to say is it looks like they changed the Revelation up a little bit, like a few sentences, because they try to make it look like the bad guys are going to win. Like, I don't believe
They
it.
always change things, though, don't they? Like, you know.
well,
I mean, I'm
I
not
don't.
saying nothing was changed in the Bible, but it seemed like maybe a few lines, because some of it ain't making sense. Like, why do the bad guys have to win? There's no way bad guys are going to win. Goodness is going to win.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. Me personally, um, I kind of look at it like this. I don't really think those are prophecies. I think that was a playbook. Because there's a lot of things that are happening that are trying to force this prophecy, if you want to call it that, into reality.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of you got to understand who's going to profit, who's going to benefit from all this. What's up, Cheryl? What's up, Tate? You got to look at who's benefiting from it. You know what I mean? Like follow the money type of thing.
Wizard
Because I
of
mean,
Oz.
you look at the Rothschilds, man. They were funding both sides of World War II. You know what I mean?
You didn't
So
notice the Democrats were funding Israel and protesting them at the same time?
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's another thing too. It's like I don't want to bring up fucking Charlie up again, but there were so many people. It's the hypocrisy. There were so many people praising and celebrating his assassination, but they're the
Yeah.
same people that are trying to get gun confiscation and gun control and all this other shit.
You know, can
you know.
you? Someone, I was talking to someone the other day, and they was critiquing some of his videos, how he spoke to people. Now, I've always seen and thought he spoke to people well, but they
Right.
was critiquing it a little bit, not in a horrible way, but you know. So they've asked me to go and look at these videos, and they thought he was a bit smutty in that, but I never see him like that.
Well, you know, I'll tell you this. Me personally, now, I didn't agree with everything he had to say. All right,
Yeah.
because
Do
I
you
mean,
think
you
he
know,
do you think he pushed the boat with the Israel thing and
yes,
Palestine?
yes, because he was actually being critical about it. I mean,
Yes.
yes, he supported Israel, and he was like, you know, he was a staunch supporter of it, but he was also being critical of Bibi and all that and all that shit,
Uh-huh.
and the quote unquote genocide. You know,
Mhm.
because I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that will, you know, say that there is no such thing as a genocide going on over there, and there are people saying that there is. But you know, he was
Listen,
being critical
like
of Netanyahu and all that
yeah.
shit.
When
And
I speak to the left, right, and I'll try and debate them. I do try and get them to debate. And the other week, now I've got brown skin, right, but I'm a British patriot. So the other week, I'm debating with a lefty in Oxford, a place called Oxford, and then this woman's come over, and I've got a Union Jack T-shirt on with British patriot, and she come over to me. She said, "Oh, you remind me of a Kinder Egg, brown on the outside and white on the inside, and a coconut." But she's saying to me, I look like because of my brown skin on the outside and I'm white on the inside. And then she pointed at my Union Jack. She said, "British patriot." I said, "Yes. My father come over years ago from Guyana. He worked his arse off, and I I was born and bred a British patriot, and I hold the flag and I respect the flag very well." So, and anyway, she went quiet, and there was an officer there, and he said, like, you know, he wanted to know her name and all that. So he's asked for her name, and he said, yes, it was racist. I didn't realise. I heard it before, but he was arrested for not giving her details. But yes,
They won't.
because she see the Union flag, it insulted her. Because listen, the left in the UK,
well,
they
flying
don't.
the Union Jack and the cross is not necessarily a normal thing over
Yeah, but
there until recently. You
the
know what I
thing
mean?
is, because people are holding it now, and we're trying to get our patriotism back, and you know, it's nothing to do with race. Some people say racism, but the thing is, that insulted her because they're stuck in colonialism. So because the British went into my father's country, destroyed it and built it up again, and learnt them trades and this, that, and the other, I should hate the British, you know, because of what they've done to my father's country. And they're stuck in that colonialism. And it ain't the first debate I've had about this with them.
Yeah.
So, yes, she insulted me. I thought it was funny, tell you the truth. Things like that don't hurt me.
It's the same thing over here. The evil
Yeah.
whites that ruled the world for 2,000 years are doing inversion psychological operations. They're trying to blame it on the innocent people of each country instead
Yeah.
of themselves. And they got actors all over the TV. Hell, you can't even get a Democrat to debate in the United States. It's not going to happen. Like, say I was going to debate a Democrat. I'd be like, yo, you support the KKK. You a douchebag. They won't debate you because they know they're supporting the KKK.
It's
Dude,
very
Democrat.
difficult. It's
And it's
difficult to get them to debate. But when I do, I love it. I'll give them the mic. I let them speak, and then I critique it a little bit afterwards. And that's what it's about. Look. Charlie Kirk's death has born a million other Charlie Kirks. It's given the people confidence. It's given, you know, we had a vigil, right, last week, right, a proper, it was out of this fucking world. And I'll tell you, the Lord was there. My friend was nearly in tears because he thought he nearly got killed the other week by some Kurdish fucking fighters, right? They grabbed his throat and he nearly took his last breath. and he was reflecting on his own life and his child and that, and the power of the Lord hit him, right? And then we started singing Amazing Grace and that, and it was out of this world. The vigil was just so special. Now, Charlie set up Turning Point in America, and it also went over to the UK. So it was all Turning Point run. And there was loads of young people saying, right, I'm going to go and pick up the baton and I'm going to universities. It was just awesome. It really was. And it was very nice for me to be there and video it.
I mean, I've been seeing the same kind of thing. Like here, for instance, coming to like, you get these, black people that are, speaking on the conservative side, and then you get these what are these ninjas out here sitting there calling them Uncle Tom and all this other shit, and trying to bring them down and all that stuff. It's
They
like,
got to make it look opposite. That's why they do that.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Because over here, Tommy's movement, other movement, but we're all getting together. As long as you're British and you hold the flag and you pay into the country and you respect the flag, we've got black people, Asian people, all sorts of people picking up the flag and holding the baton and saying, yes, I'm British and I am proud of it.
Right.
And it's awesome, like, you know what I mean? And that's how it should be. And unless you're like a neo-Nazi and you just want all white, because that's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. And I understand, you're not being funny. I know from myself, like when I was young and that, I did have a little bit of tendency to be a little bit racist in that, and I'm not proud of that. But I can see it, and as I say, my father's Guyanese, but I'm a proud patriot now. I'm getting on a little bit, and I've got patience, and I've developed a skill what I never knew I had, and it's amazing.
You know what happened, right?
My channel has gone from 320 subscribers to 5,700 in 2 months. And I'll tell you why. Because this stuff, what I'm doing a lot of police stuff. I'm getting right in the battlefields, and it's hitting the algorithms. And these
a lot of
protests,
people are interested of what's going on over there. Even
it's going worldwide. It's brilliant.
Well, I mean, they had the largest gathering over there and ever. You know what I'm saying?
I've just put a video on, right, and it was Tommy's video, and it shows you a drone footage, and people went on for miles and miles. And what did the mainstream media put? 100,000 people. Well, let me tell you, you take a look at that. Take a look at that video. Play it if you want.
Yeah.
And there's, you can see it's definitely over 1 million people.
Yeah, it was definitely more than that. I could tell you.
But mainstream, Sky News, Channel 5, BBC, ITV, they all put 150,000. And it, I think there was 150,000 on the bridge, like, let alone anywhere else.
Right. They're going to try to downplay it. It's just all fake, man.
And another thing,
there were so many people that are actually saying all those drone videos were actually AI generated. I was like,
and another thing,
say it's AI shit.
Another thing, right? It was nobody could go live at first. I don't know if it was a sheer amount of people or they had blockers in, but you couldn't go live. You went live and it fucked up. It just kept fucking up.
Well, part of it was because of blockers. I mean, seriously, because they don't want that kind of. They don't
want it out. Keir Starmer does not want that out.
Right.
Because it's all about free speech, and he's trying to shut us down, and we won't be silenced. And Trump knows that. JD Vance knows that. They're watching our backs, and it's the same as me. I go over to Cola's, and that's why I stayed up to go over to Cola's, and then I see you was on, and I thought, oh yeah, just go and give Wingnut a bit of support, because I'm sure I must have got Cola's link from Yawn one day. I'm not sure. That's the only link I can see. I don't remember where I got a link from, but I used to listen to her a lot, and now I jump on there with her and that, and yeah, I think she's really cool.
Yeah, you see what Andy was saying? It's like, yeah, blockers for sure. They can remove footage from your device in real time.
Do you know what? I keep getting footage taken off my device. I don't know if someone's fucking wronging me up, but they just take it off now and again, and the video's gone.
Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, I mean, the technology is out there, but they don't want because it goes against their narrative. If you put out all this stuff and show what's really going on and all that stuff, they don't want that out there. You know what I mean?
On the 13th, on that march, right? I was in Parliament Square, and it was all kicking off in Trafalgar Square. There was the left, the right, Antifa, and the police, like, and it was kicking off. A friend of mine got squirted by CS gas, and so about an hour later, I found out how to get there. I walked all the way up the embankment, and then cut through the park and went back round to Trafalgar Square. Now, luckily enough, I got a dodgy press pass, so you got to pick the police who you want to show it to, because if you get a smart ass one, he says no, that's not covered by the NUJ. So anyway, like.
One of the things that bothered me about what Trump was doing, sitting there talking about, he's declared Antifa as a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, they are.
Well, they're not. They're an international terrorist group. And
but
really
he hasn't got the powers to call them an international, though, is he?
Well, I mean, because he has the power to call them a foreign terrorist group.
I'll guarantee that Keir Starmer don't back him.
The only problem is calling it a domestic terrorist group. The FBI really can't do a whole lot when it comes down to searching.
Well, tell me the truth.
I can prove Antifa's a scam right now, very easily. You ready?
Go on.
They act like they're fighting white racists, but they're coming at Trump, the new guy, and white followers of Christ, instead of Biden, Clinton, Bush, all those white people that oppressed the black and brown forever. This Joe Biden guy, they made him president, bro. I promise you, this dude made a racist crime bill, mass incarcerated black folk. I know because I'm a state baby. Black folk raised me. I'm sitting in chain gang with them, bro. Bro, this shit was sick. And look, and they made this man president, right? Believe it or not, and I'm the one that been fighting them white supremacists my whole life. Not only have I never even been around white folk. Look, they got me looking like the racists. I've been mad as hell, bro.
Yeah, Antifa's been around since, the German Nazis and all that shit. But I mean, it's the same thing. They're just communists. It's a communist organization.
And communists fuck countries up. They just
fuck. The reason why they're not doing what you're talking about, Mike, is because it actually goes with their agenda. You know what I mean? Because they want all that stuff. They want to have that that division. They want to have that type of
they want to destroy countries. Socialists just destroy countries.
Working for the Luciferian elite.
Exactly. I mean, that is.
No, let me tell you something, right? Now, as I say, I got no fucking fear whatsoever. I know I'm going to get a dig one day, but I can fight back. So my main thing, what I'm going to do, right, is get inside Antifa's little clique. So I'm going to go, when they're coming marching in, I'm going to try and get into their little gang.
Hey, whatever happened to that, was that it was like a boxing type club or whatever, they took over that building and Antifa took over the building. It's like there was actually some people that actually infiltrated and went inside and filmed
it. Yeah. The two guys when he's...
Whatever happened with that?
I don't know. They done the video and they got thrown out in the end, didn't they?
Well, see, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Once they all kind of figured out what they were doing.
But they're pussies. In the UK, I know they're a bit dangerous in America, but in the UK, they're little pussies, man. And
Patriots, we were just bouncing, beating them up, having fun, bro. But they are cowards. They will shoot you.
As the boys who looked after Trump, what's their names? I can't think them. When Trump come to do his thing, they sort of parted the ways and walked him in, didn't they? Fuck! It's on the tip of my tongue. Proud Boys, the Proud Boys.
Proud Boys. Oh,
yeah.
I like. Yeah, we got some of them over here too, but I like the Proud Boys. Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, the Puerto Ricans, they cool, man.
The only problem is they were infiltrated by the FBI and stuff like that. Yeah, because I mean, I know somebody.
What
I know
happened to the
somebody.
guy?
I don't know him personally, like face to face, but I know him through YouTube. He was part of the Proud Boys, and he was saying, yeah, there was FBI that were infiltrated the Proud Boys and all that stuff. And
Him,
when it comes down to some of the stuff that was going on, they were actually instigating some of the violence. It
didn't
wasn't
one
the
of the
actual
boys
people.
get shot? One of
Proud
the
Boys was
Yeah,
fighting the KKK, but they made it look opposite on TV with
right.
actors and
Exactly.
stuff on our TV
Exactly.
channels. Yo, it was
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
yeah. See,
But I
the
mean,
thing is,
and
right?
you got
All the
another socialist fucking group, the Black Lives Matter and all that
oh,
bullshit.
they're fucked up. We had them here, and you know what? The police done fuck all. And soon as there's a right wing protest, they're in the fucking riot gear, and but they let Black Lives Matter get away with fucking murders.
That's because that means KKK lives matter. The Luciferian
Right.
elite, the
Right.
KKK, then they switched to the BLM. It's just. But you
Yeah.
know, some people are going to get brainwashed. That's all there is to it, bro. They got fake news going, psychological operations. They got in the United States, they put all black faces on one side and acting like they're
Yeah.
fighting white races. But that's the KKK. It's the same power.
Well, that's
I
why
can
I
prove it.
say
Joe
that's why
Biden, Clinton, but so they put a half white, half black dude in there, right? The KKK, and
Yeah.
then they said BLM. It's the white followers of Christ that didn't have nothing to do with it. We're the ones that ran the government for 60 years. We had a white supremacist system. We oppressed black and brown forever, but it's not us. Look at the half white, half black guy we just put in there. Look, it's the white followers of Christ, them over there that didn't have nothing to
Mhm.
do with nothing. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
They
man.
ain't gonna get away with it. You gotta
No,
believe in
no, no.
goodness, man. You gotta believe in
You got,
realness.
you
Well,
got
I
to
mean,
stand up, innit?
I think that was one of the reasons, and this is like this is what I'm looking at, like an overall scenario. Like one of the reasons why they assassinated Kirk and stuff is because they
Yeah,
they
like an overall.
they wanted to start a civil war. They've been talking about it, for a long time. They wanted to start a civil war. Well, the conservative side really, we're not going out here and starting riots and burning down buildings because somebody killed Charlie Kirk, but they did that same thing with fucking
Right.
of George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So what they
Uh,
want is us
who
to get
was the guy?
radicalized to the point of violence, and
Who was
then
the guy who shot them people? Was it Riddleson or something? His name was, wasn't he? And he got off of it in the end. You know, the guy who reacted. There was a riot or something, and he ended up shooting 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse, that's it. Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah.
He turned out to be a hero, didn't he? You know what I mean?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I think he was a good boy anyway. To
Yeah.
begin with, you know what I mean?
But they was trying to fuck him up, weren't they? Say he's a racist, he's this,
He
that, and the other.
he took
They were
out a
trying.
couple Nazis, but they got us
Yeah.
Well,
looking
one
like
of
the
them had
Nazis. But you know what I
one of the
mean, the
guys.
real Nazis.
Yeah, one of
Uh-huh.
the guys that he shot in the arm actually had a gun in his hand. He was ready to shoot, shoot that boy, and he got him first. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, but
Can I chime in on the Charlie Kirk and why they took him out?
go ahead.
Here's another big reason. See, you have to understand. See, I'm sat there. I've literally watched the KKK make it look like they're BLM now. I'm that old, bro. I literally watched it. Nobody can tell me. I know who Joe Biden is. They KKK. They mass incarcerating black folk, using the police, like all this stuff. They even told them this. But anyway, I want to say this is a psychological inversion operation. Their main goal is to trick young people. See, young people fight wars, remember.
But this is what they're doing in universities. They're indoctrinating these young men.
They know we know. We lived it. We know you're the KKK pretending like you're BLM. You know what I mean? So they're not trying to fool us. They're trying to fool young people. And they got Charlie Kirk with the spirit of the Lord coming in there all humble, just being nice, trying to teach the kids some common sense, show them how they're getting played by white devils that rule the world, And he was messing them up, bro. That's the main goal, is to trick the kids.
Has anything come out about the guy who shot him? I'm not really up to date with that.
Well, it's deep, bro. That's all I can say. They had it set up to where it looks like 20 different people did it, bro. Like straight up.
Do you think the elite could have took him out? Or
yes, definitely.
Oh, dude, it's the same thing they did with JFK. It's the same scenario. They're using that kid as a fucking patsy, man.
Now, to be honest,
because they didn't want him to indoctrinate the kids in our way of thinking, kind of thing.
Now I'm gonna say something that's deep. I hope people don't freak out, but to be honest, It could have been good guys by the optics. Look, the good guys will play their dirty tricks back on them. You know what I mean? If they know that they're fooling people or something like that, the good guys will do something fake and make it look weird. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying the Charlie Kirk thing was, but there's one instances I know the good guys faked it. Not Charlie Kirk, but it's something else that happened, and I know the good guys faked it because they told us in the underground before they did it. And when they did it, I was like, "Whoa!" I knew it was
Yeah.
fake, but I didn't know if I should tell people or not because it had a good
Dude,
effect.
Yeah.
dude, did you know?
Consciousness.
Did you know there was actually a book that was written about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and it was published the day before it happened, and it was on Amazon.
Well.
So I mean, you take that for whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The good guys will do some fake stuff just to wake people up. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean,
You
there
know,
is a possibility that he was actually kind of like a sacrificial lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could have been the same people that were actually that are on the same basic quote unquote side as Charlie Kirk.
But I'm sure we could all count 5 people who was a lot worse than him. You know, I mean, I don't think he was that offensive.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't, and that was the thing, though. But that's the thing is like he was waking too many people up. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
actually opening too many young people's eyes, and that was what it was. You know, and the narrative is to keep everybody in this domesticated animal type of mentality. You know,
Mhm.
where we all believe the narrative, believe the fucking mainstream, believe the fucking government. You know, and it's like all this other shit. And that was the reason why I mean, like, me personally, I didn't really agree with everything Charlie had to say because he was definitely for government, which I'm not. He was definitely for Israel, which I'm not,
Yeah.
because Israel hasn't done anything. I mean,
But the
honestly, even
thing, we know, look,
the political and geographical location of Israel didn't even come into existence until
yeah.
1948 because of the British and American government put him in.
The
You
thing
know what
is
I
with
mean?
us though, right? We can understand people with different ideas, and the minute you shut free speech down, that's when it gets very dangerous.
Yeah.
You
man,
know,
look,
it's okay to have different opinions. I don't mind debating with the left if they do. Most of them shut down. But if you get one that you can chat to, it's great. It's brilliant.
Well, there is a difference between a liberal and a lefty. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? The liberals you can have some kind of a debate with them, and you can probably disagree and agree to disagree and stuff like that. But a lefty, dude, you start questioning or trying to debate them, they will shut down and get violent.
It's
You know what
crazy,
I'm
isn't it?
saying?
It's mental. Because that's
because
why
they know not to.
they're getting
They
violent because they can't express themselves. They
Well,
find
they
it very
can't
difficult.
defend their position either. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
exactly. They know if you debate, like say a Democrat in the United States is going to debate me. They
Yeah.
know I'm going to be like, man, how you going to support the KKK and go against Trump? That's what they
Right.
worried about. And they can't
Yeah.
deny it because they literally support the KKK. Look, in the United States, look, they literally exposed Joe Biden, the Clintons, the Bush, all these white supremacists that oppressed black and brown forever, had a white
Right.
supremacist system. They exposed it with woke, right? They had a bunch of black people get on TV and expose it with woke. And guess who they made president? Joe Biden, the white supremacist. And not only that, he's literally the guy that you made the racist 94 crime bill.
Exactly. Yep. And
Bad, hold on. Using the police, bro. And Bill Clinton was signed into law. All these
right.
white supremacists that oppress black and brown forever, they're supporting them, but going against Trump, their enemy, yo. They're not gonna pull this off. Too many people got a brain, bro. White, black, and brown. I know black folk don't like them Democrat, bro. In the United States, you look
Well,
on YouTube, black folks support Trump. It's fake
and
on TV.
you
That
know it,
ain't but
Mike.
5 people.
There's it for from your end of it. There's a difference between black folk and ninjas, right? There's a difference between the two. But got all these ninjas out here just can't fucking think for themselves. They're just
Well, the
they're just
ninjas are actually the good guys. That's the
I don't
good.
know.
That's the hood black people. They the real good guys. It's not what it looked like. The ones on TV are them Uncle Tom that been helping them KKK all along. Kamala, she always helped the KKK. She been up there 50 years, bro.
Right.
They're using all the ones that already sold to the KKK to help them make it look like they're for black people and make it look opposite. It's so obvious, bro. Like nobody can deny it. You'll never catch nobody debate me. Never. They will hide from me like roaches, bro. You ain't gonna see it. Period. They know I will squash them. You won't even have a chance. Bro, you gonna sit up in my face supporting the KKK? See, I got a personal thing with the KKK because they hate me worse than black. Because I always take up for black and I always been with black. They hate my ass, boy. They used to holler out the window, "You wigger, you in lover." But I had to deal with this shit for like 30 years, bro. You know, I'm so girl. And guess what? They got me looking like the KKK because I have to go with Jesus. I have to go with the enemy of the KKK. I have to go with Trump,
Mike,
the one that didn't do it.
You know, it would be kind of awesome to see your perspective. Like if you have a debate and actually put it on video and stuff like that, if they would let you do that kind of thing. But I mean, you know, doing
They're
some
not
kind
going to
of
debate.
well, I'm just saying, yeah. But I
They
mean, you know,
won't
that
do
would
it.
be an interesting point of view, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they won't debate me. They know who I am. Yeah. They can
'Cause I
feel
mean, you
if you
know,
real or not just by a few seconds. When they find out you real and you ain't finna go for it, nah, they ain't gonna debate you, yo.
right.
Luciferian scatter quick, man. Even because I ain't gonna let some smart yuppie get up there. Well, you know, in 1974, I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, answer the question. Why you support the KKK? I ain't going for none of that. They know.
Right.
Oh, excuse my language, man. If I
No,
forget
hey,
them on
man,
somebody
hey,
else.
I'm a grown man. I can handle it.
Yeah, I just usually don't curse when I'm on somebody else's thing. I got comfortable thinking I was
It
on
don't
mine.
matter
You
if
know what I mean?
someone
No, I ain't
says
worried
something.
about it. Honestly, I mean, you know, honestly, man, and if
What?
anybody else got any problems with it, like in the chat, which, you know, I respect everybody that's in the chat, but I mean, you know, hell, if you can't handle the damn language, man, just plug your ears. You know what I mean? 'Cause I mean, you know, if I get passionate about something, man, I let the fucks fly myself. You know what I mean? I have to really think about what I'm saying if I don't want to cuss. You know what I'm saying? I have
Yeah,
to really think about it.
of course.
Word.
But I ain't worried about it too much, you know, personally, you know, and you know, hell, this is YouTube, man. This is just like, I mean, you know, a hobby to me. It's like, I'm not trying to make a damn monetization and all this other shit on this stuff. I'm not trying to get, you know, one of those, you know, sellout type fucking YouTubers and shit. I'm not trying to do that. I don't really care. You know, I will speak my mind. I've said it many times over the years. Like I've had quite a few of my videos deleted by YouTube because they, you know, I've said some stuff a little bit too close to the fucking truth. You know what I mean? And but it's just one of them things, man. And but I mean, you know, that's the first casualty of war is the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. That's the first thing to go.
And I mean, that's why they want to try and shut so many people up. You know, all
Yeah.
the censorship and all this fucking, you know, the thought police, like over there in the UK and then fucking Britain, all that stuff, man. You know, because they don't want people fucking, you know, thinking for themselves. They want you to they want to do the thinking for you. You know,
Then they
you
made
know,
it
because
all
I'm
look opposite so that you gonna look like the bad guy and that's all there is to it. You go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
are crazy,
hey,
bro.
I agree. You know, and I'm gonna tell you something, Mike. You know, it's like when everybody is fucking running off of this cliff to their death, the ones that are running in the opposite direction are always looked upon as crazy people. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You
right.
know, I'll be running in the opposite direction, goddamn it, but everybody's thinking I'm fucking crazy, fucking loony, fucking tinfoil hat, motherfucker, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm not running over that cliff where everybody's running to their death. I'm not doing that shit. You know, uh, and you know, there's certain things that I'm trying to do in my own life, man, and try and get myself where, you know, out of the system altogether. But even then, you know, the system is so embedded right now. It's like it's hard to get out. You know,
Man, I moved in the woods, go homeless to get away from these clowns, yo.
I hear
Real
you,
talk.
man. I mean, I've been there.
I'm
I did it
loving
for
every
10
minute of it
years,
too.
Mike. I did it for 10 years, Mike. You know what I mean? And unless I make the decision for myself to do it again, I'll do it again. But I don't want to be forced into it again. You know what I mean?
I'm just loving it right now. I mean, I've been around a lot of strange people for a long time, bro. This is like blowing my mind. I never thought I could go homeless and be happier than I've been ever. It feels like weird.
Well, as long as you got a place to go and you're not being bothered, that's a good
Oh,
thing.
I ain't seen but 3 or 4 people in months, bruh. 2 of them were
Mm.
cool as hell. 2 old dudes come walking through the woods, man, with metal detectors. They ain't say a word either. They was real cool, man. I just told them the truth, man. I'm just out here chilling, man. I'm a child of God, man. Oh
Right on.
damn, we missed the. I need. I
Two
need
up,
to be.
yeah.
They
I
going
don't
through
know.
it. I need to be quiet when he's on the screen because they really
Not
going through it, but they got it worse than us.
well. No, I ain't worried about it too much. But I mean, you know, I'm kind of worldwide when it comes down to it. I talk to all kinds of people all over the fucking planet when it comes down to it. You know what I mean? And there are some things when it comes down to like some other countries and stuff like that, you can't say certain things and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But even then, it's like I I like to talk to a whole lot of different people from different places, man, because I like to look at other people's perspective. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 'Cause I can only see things from my point of view, and then and then until I talk to other people, I can see it from their point of view. You know what I mean? I may or may not agree, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's just getting that point of view out and actually expressing it, and maybe we can see the things that none of us can see. You know, I was trying to like me and India Independent Me and United down here. We were having a conversation on backstage one time. It's like I was sitting there, I was using this as an explanation. It's like I was, like if I had like a can of soda in front of me, from my point of view, I can only see what's on, what I'm looking at. But if somebody's sitting
Right.
across from me, I can't see what they're seeing, unless I turn the can around and look at that other side. But there's
Right.
also sides that neither one of us can see, like the top and the bottom of that can. So I mean, if we don't sit there and talk to each other and see each other's point of view, it's like hell, we might not ever be able to see all those other point of views and the perspectives that we don't see. You
Well,
know,
it's the same program everywhere. It's just some places are more advanced. Like wherever dude at, I guarantee you they are more advanced. They've already got to the point where they're just the good guys that just went crazy because they know they have to fight for their lives. Like they're getting to that point. Like right now, we're just now getting there. People are waking up every day though.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because we had Trump, we got Trump to slow it down, give people common sense. Plus, it's going to be hard for them to defeat the United States. The United States has been a follower of Christ country for a long time, bro. You can't just snap your fingers and everybody knows they worship Satan. It's a scam. I mean,
Well, I
there's
mean,
going to be some people.
you see how like socialism is becoming real popular in this fucking country, though, with the young people. You
That's
know.
the goal to trick young. That's why one of the main reasons they took out Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I know.
He was way too effective, and he was one of them type that could do it with love and never get mad.
Right.
Most
And
people
he would
can't do that.
actually, if you had disagreed with him, he would actually invite you. You know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
here, okay, you disagree? Okay, come on up. You'll be the first in line. I want to talk to you first, that kind of thing.
He
Which
knew he was risking his life. It does make me feel bad that he did that for the people when he had it made, but at least he had it, a beautiful wife, stuff like that to keep him strong, extra strong. Well, you can be strong without that, but
right.
I don't know. I just feel bad that he did that, man. It makes me wonder, am I doing enough? But I know I am. I've been on the internet for 10 years telling the truth. They could have done put a hit squad out on me already. I ain't care. I risked it. Took
Hey,
my channel, had
we ain't
hundreds
big
of
enough. We
strikes.
ain't big enough, Mike. We ain't big enough.
Yeah,
Shit.
but it's still I be thinking
How
I
many
am big
people did
enough
we?
the way I be exposing them, bro.
I
As
know, but
hard as I be doing it.
but I mean, how big is our reach? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too.
Yeah, they
I
keep us
mean,
slowed down, but at the same time, like I know I get a lot of that through sometimes in live chats with thousands of people in there, and I'll dedicate, bro. I've dedicated years just sitting there because I want peace and happiness. I want everybody. I want goodness to win, bro. That's just who I am, man. So I've worked really hard at helping the good guys. I be thinking they be wanting to put a hit out on me. You know what I mean? Like Rothschild, like this mother sent one more message to exposing our plans and everything we did. Hey, where'd you go, man?
I'm right here. I'm just sitting here listening and thinking about it. I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's just like, there's sometimes, man, I sit here and I think about things in my, and I'm trying to,
I can tell you so many things they've done to me, and I mean, just they got all rigged up, bro. Every time I leave a comment that really exposes them, boom, I get a death threat, but they make it look like a commercial instantly. Only when I expose them. Like they got the system rigged up. It'll look like a commercial, but if you look at it, you read between the lines, it's a death threat. Like that, I know it's coming every time I expose them, and I gotta watch these death threats like all day, every day. Like it's crazy, bro. Strikes, man, hundreds of strikes. They got me on some shadow ban now. I'm talking about, bro, my channel jumping, right? And how come I'm just telling the raw truth and now it's nothing? There's no movement or nothing. Like it's weird as hell, bro. Like it's almost like I know they're not letting people see my community tab. There's no way. I know they're blocking. They ain't letting all my subscribers see that. I guarantee it. Maybe some of the messages. It's almost like they got a team on my thing. Not a team, but it might just be digitally programmed, but it seems like they personally got somebody working on mine. Because they got to make it seem like they're not doing it. You know what I mean? They got to make it seem.
There are trolls out there that are actually human, and there are trolls that are AI bots too. So I've been seeing it too. It's like some of the channels. Next thing you know, there'll be like 15, accounts come up in the chat and shit like that, and they're all talking shit. It's like. Most likely they ain't even real people, you know what I mean?
Some messed up Antifa dude sitting there running 50 screens at one time, trying to act like he's real, you know what I mean?
Right.
Crazy, man.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I deal with it, because I've been dealing, I'm an old radio guy, I've been dealing, I've been talking on a CB radio most of my life, and I mean, I've had trolls, I've had, haters and stuff like that, even before the internet was even a thing, so, I mean, this is nothing new to me, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just, now it's just like you were saying, you get one person out there having like 50 damn accounts, acting like, they're all different people, but they're all saying the same shit.
After I investigated 50,000 Democrat computer bots on YouTube, there's one thing that I noticed every single time. No subscribers, no videos.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you figure out, okay, this is fake.
And not only that, you look into like when that damn channel was actually established, and it was like a week ago, that kind of thing.
Well, some of them are even older, but you ain't gonna show that face, because they know this somebody gonna be like, all right, let's debate. Then they're screwed because they can't debate.
Yeah, I know.
On TV, they act like they can, but what they're doing is using reverse psychology. They'll just keep hollering racist when they know they're supporting the KKK. They have to know it. How can you make this guy, seriously, all jokes aside, man, you gonna make the guy that used police to target black people for extra long prison sentences, mass incarcerated them, made billions of dollars doing it through the private prison profit scam? You're gonna make his ass president and tell people I'm the motherfucking race. Man, come on, bro. They're not getting away with this, yo. They're not getting away with this. There ain't no way, bro. But at least they made it look like he's controlled by the half white, half black, their Obama scam or whatever. So, I mean, at least they did make it look, I mean, golly, don't do it like that. I'll give them a little credit. At least they did make it look like he's controlled by the Obama Act or whatever. But damn, that's ice cold right there.
Yeah.
They got OG Slate Rod looking like the damn white supreme, yo. Sometimes I swear I think I'm dreaming. This can't be real, bro.
Yeah, we're living in a upside down world.
I've never even been around white folk, but I ain't stupid. I'm sitting there thinking, damn, they might be a fool some black dude out there, motherfucker. He gonna think I'm a KKK, boy. Hell nah, I be watching, bro, just in case. You never know. I mean, a lot of time been by, like, black person see me, they don't know black folk raised me. I'm from the hood. They don't know that. Shit, they might think I'm a damn KKK motherfucker. What if I got a Trump hat on? Or somebody think I'm, when I'm fighting the KKK, been fighting them for 40 years. You think I'm gonna stop now just because they're doing some scam with the Obama guy? You can tell it was all planned. It's fake. I mean, oh boy. Hey, I don't care. I ain't going out like no punk, bro. I can't do it. Black folk rape. Black OG rape me, bro. I'm just not gonna happen, bro. I'm gonna fight for my life. I don't give a damn who it is, boy. Anybody come up on me with that craziness, try to stab me, try to do anything, they gonna get it, bro. God willing, bro. I train every day. Every day. Just in case. You never know who tricked by the KKK, Luciferian, switched it to BLM, thinking they fooling somebody and all this. You never know who brainwashed, bro. So I don't trust nobody, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, you do that. You definitely train a hell of a lot more than I do. Sometimes I'm telling you, I need to quit fucking smoking cigarettes, man, and tobacco and shit like that. And I can
me
fucking,
too.
You know,
I still smoke, but I work out like I'm insane.
I know, but I mean, I ain't done that in a while, man. I need to get back into that kind of thing, you know. But I ain't getting any younger either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta quit smoking all this working out I do, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep it going like this if I don't quit smoking. But
I hear you. Yeah, that's my biggest thing too, man. I'm telling you, I don't know.
really cut back. You know what I mean? Look, this is the Great Awakening. Everybody, as they get into consciousness, I mean, your natural desire to even want to smoke is gonna cut back because you're gonna know that it came from this Luciferian world stress and evil. And once it starts to leave, you'll kind of just naturally be like, man, you start cutting back on the cigarettes and eventually probably stop. So
I need to. I mean, you know, I did it for a while there, man, but then I started back up again and shit like that. And I need to stop altogether again. I mean, you know, I haven't been working all that much, so I haven't really had a whole lot of income coming in, but I haven't smoked a whole lot of weed in a long time. So, I mean, I've cut back on that more than I've done in my entire life recently. You know what I mean?
I can't get good weed, man. I'm getting tired of buying it because I got to throw it away almost every time, yeah. It happens, man. Sometimes I can get real good, real weed. Sometimes I get the fake stuff, and it is what it is, man. See, I believe sativa spiritual. That's why I get real close with God, you know. So I'm a sativa dope fiend. I mean, it even helps me with my Lord Jesus Christ relationship. So I mean, I be wanting it bad, but you just can't. They're trying to hide that kind from us. That's the kind where you smoke it and you smile and you can't help it. You even if you don't want, if you want to be pissed off, you can't help it. You're happy as fuck. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, that's the thing about
the shit they don't want us having.
Well, that's the thing about sativa anyway. Sativa is more like up in your head, and your like indica is more
spiritual.
Like your body.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Indica is for medical, dull you out, you know, pain in your body, pain in your mind. If you just can't handle stuff and you want it dulled all the way out. See, sometimes when people are going through anxiety, indica can help them. That the sativa will have a reverse effect because sativa is going to lighten you up and make you happy. And if you're having anxiety, you're not really ready for that. You know, that's too much at once. You know, you just start getting paranoid. So I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. It's a spiritual thing because when I was doing wrong, I wasn't always doing halfway right. You know, I used to be a drug dealer, you know, all that crazy stuff. State baby, never knew my mother or father. And when I was selling crack, all that evil, I couldn't smoke sativa, man. I could at first, but it started catching up to me, all that evil. And I would get paranoid when I smoked sativa. I had to have indica because it just slows you down, dulls you out. But now that I got my spirit back right with God, it took forever. It took a long time. I had to pay the cross, pay my price, pay my dues for being evil. Finally got it back. Now I can't get enough sativa because I can handle that light. I can handle that happiness. I know I'm worthy of it. You see what I'm saying? It's a spiritual thing. I really do believe. That's how I want people to know that, man. Or at least think about it. Say, maybe he's right. Let's see, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's how in some ways, man, that's what I when I used to do a lot of hallucinogens like LSD and mushrooms and stuff like that back in the day, that's how I went into it. I went into it like a spiritual type of a mentality. I wasn't going into it just to get, I'm getting fucked up. You know, I didn't do that. I went into it like more of an awakening scenario where I can actually, you know, get a better line into the spirit realm and whatever, you know. And same thing I think about when it comes down to weed is just more of a mild type of connection.
Yeah, I
Um,
had to be honest. I'm not. I don't want people to think I'm acting like, oh, I'm on sativa. I'm a saint or something like that. Yeah, it helps me in my relationship with God, but it actually you can easily slide off to the shadow, and I do it a lot, to be
oh
honest.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so it worked both ways. You know what I mean? But it's just I do way better on the sativa. I get way more uh understanding. I lean more towards the good on the sativa, you know what I mean? But yeah, the shadow come, you have one of them days where you get caught up in the lust. You look in the Bible. That's what people don't be understanding. Who was the dude that wrote in the Bible? He said, I do what I don't want to do. Now that dude was a prophet, bro. That was a high level prophet. And he telling you that he be lusting, bro. And if you look in there and you keep reading, because you're like, okay, what's the answer? It says hope is in the Lord Jesus Christ. So he knows you're gonna lust, bro. But see, lust is a different type of thing. If you go to messing with somebody else, this is how they try to trick you. Oh, lust is even worse. No, no, no. When you do other people wrong, that's worse. You do not disrespect other people. You do not do bad things to other people. You love your neighbor. You do. That's the last thing you want to do wrong. Now, if you're gonna lust or something in private, yeah, I'm sure you lust too much. What's gonna happen? You're gonna get weak. I'm sure it's wrong also. But you know that God's really gonna be upset if you go to disrespecting somebody. And if you disrespecting somebody because of your lust, that's disrespecting somebody else. The only way you might get a life sentence, in my opinion, is if you're just lusting by yourself and you don't bother anybody else. Now, if you're lusting with somebody and they on the same page with you and they're lusting or whatever, then that's fine. I mean, you're not really hurting nobody. They want to do it. But I'm just saying, when you go to doing people wrong in any kind of way, I don't care what it is, that's when you really messing up. You think God's gonna be more mad because you lusted? He knows you're gonna lust. It's in the Bible, bro. He knows it. You're gonna fight with that to the end of time. But people are gonna act like they perfect. Don't never do nothing wrong, bro. Even me, I know I've been doing good. You think I'm gonna go my whole life? I ain't got no wife. I'm not gonna get one homeless sitting in the tent. Let's be real. You think I'm gonna make it my whole life? No sexual release. No, it's gonna happen. But I bet you I done figured out, bro. You lust too much, you're gonna get weak, bro. You gotta try to have discipline. You gotta wait. You gotta set a schedule. And all I know is I'm doing good. I ain't nothing like I used to be, man. And now I'm starting to get more favor with God. I'm being smarter. I'm making better moves. I'm being more intelligent, and it's got to be God. Like, okay, you cut back on that lust, like I've been trying to get you to do. That's right. They act like how them weirdos act like you can't do nothing wrong. How about this? Are you a follower of Christ?
I know, I know he was a man that lived a long time ago. Put it that way.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, so I don't want to get too deep into it if you know what I mean, if you're not a straight up follower of Christ. But yeah,
Well,
I don't want to get
hey,
deep into it.
I got nothing against it, honestly. I mean, because I mean everybody needs something. All right, I just have a different view when it comes down to it. I know he was a man that lived a long time ago. That was one of those people that are trying to speak truth, and they had to kill him off. And that was that. It's the same thing with like even people all through time. Every one of them that try to speak the truth. Um, um, that
Killed off
goes against the evil or the satanic fucking narrative in a
the
sense.
Luciferian
But
elite,
yeah, they
Illuminati.
gotta take them people out. So I mean, and I look at Jesus as like probably one of the first most popular anarchists in my opinion. Because he was going against the establishment, in a sense.
This is the
Um,
final battle. I can guarantee you that. This is the final battle. The Luciferians versus everybody else.
we'll see.
Oh no,
You
it's the
know,
final battle. You can tell it's the final battle. I mean, they're not going to stop. See, the reason why they're not going to stop, Democrats are controlled by white Luciferians. It's in their religion that they will rule over the whole world or die trying. I mean, they've been ruling for 2,000 years, bro. This ain't a game. Is their family,
their
it's
time is up,
bloodlines.
man. Their time is up, though. I'm gonna tell you.
And now the world, Trump is the real revolution, military operation, is literally going after these people that's been in power for 2,000 years. Not always controlling the United States. The United States was free for a minute, a long time ago, but they were controlling it even before they murdered Kennedy. That was just, Kennedy was just going to do the war against them, and they knew it, and they took him out before he was able to do it. But yeah, it's got to be the final battle. I mean, this evil is coming from the people that have been running the world for over 2,000 years. Rothschild, all of them, bro. So I mean, the war is going to be against. So either they're going to win, and if they win, oh, everybody's going to be they just going to take the whole population out, which was their plan. Not that the whole population, but billions.
Well, yeah, 90% of the population, at least, anyway.
But it looks like they have been stopped in so many ways. The underground says they're trying to keep it at 50 million, but that's the only way they can do it. I mean, it's a real war. I mean, you got casualties in war. They said they're trying to keep it at around 50 million, but if they weren't able to stop them, they had plans of billions, taking billions out, but people don't know that. And I could tell you how, but I don't want to get you a strike or nothing, you know what I mean? Just in case.
Right on. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see how anybody with a half a brain doesn't see what's going on. I mean, you have to be mentally damaged some kind of way to not have figured out the Matrix by now. You know, I mean, it's just so
there's
scripted.
A lot of people that want to stay in the Matrix, Mike. Man, there's a lot of people that want to. They benefit from the Matrix. They want the Matrix to stay in place.
Yeah, the people getting paid by the Matrix. Yeah, they want to keep it.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why so many people are, into, that it's like it's a form of Stockholm syndrome, dude. You know what I mean?
It's literally the rich against the poor, and the poor, we ain't got nobody but this Trump guy. At least he's rich. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I don't even, even then, I don't even see that Trump is, fully, you know what I'm saying? I mean, quite honestly,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said fully?
No, fully like on our side, or I think he's.
Oh, you think him just acting like he's at war?
Well, he's also said that he's a supporter of Israel, or he has allegiance to Israel. I mean, if you have an allegiance to Israel, like how can you be allegiance to Israel and not allegiance to the American people? You know what I'm saying?
Very good question. See, but Israel's the trick. But look at the Democrats. They're supporting them and protesting them at the same time.
That's
Kamala
true.
was shooting over millions of dollars, and then they had their paid protesters. It's from Israel right there.
Yeah,
protesting Israel. You know why? Because the trick is over there, bro. It comes through Israel. They don't know what to do. They got to support. They got to support both sides. You know what I'm saying?
And the Vatican. Yep.
Because the decision comes from Israel. You know what I mean? I don't know how I don't want to blame the whole Israel. Maybe the people over there are trapped also.
There's a lot of people that, like I said earlier, there's a lot of people in position of power that have dual citizenship with America and Israel.
Oh, yeah.
How can you have allegiance to America and American people and stuff like that and be a position of power when you have allegiance with Israel also? To me is like a traitor. You know what I'm saying?
The evil has to be coming through the Israel government. I'm going to tell you why. If they were being blackmailed, all they would have to do is tell Trump, let's make a news conference. I'm going to let it all out. We've been being blackmailed by the Rothschilds, BlackRock, Vanguard. You know what I mean? Whatever they had to do, that's all they had to do. But no, they're not doing that. How come they ain't been coming out complaining about Joe Biden and them? They know those are the powers that's been running the world forever that oppress black and brown, but they're making it look like they're saving black and brown, battling white races. They know it's the white followers of Christ. They ain't had nothing to do with nothing. None of it makes any sense. How come Israel didn't get on the microphone and say, what is going on in the United States? How come Netanyahu didn't get on? You have the Joe Biden guy that had the right system and oppressed the black and brown forever, and he's up there acting like he's fighting white races. What is going on? How come Israel isn't coming out saying anything? Like, come on, man. Bruh,
yeah.
Israel's ran the world forever, and you see where it got us. Look, doomsday. We're all supposed to fight and kill each other, and they go run in the bunker and come back out with a cigar and a smile on the face. Come on, man. We got to do something. We got to stop playing dumb.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
I know, fuck that shit, man.
And it's gonna be a sativa blunt. I guarantee it. They know. They ain't got no stress, so they all smoke sativa. They got, cause they ain't their minds are illuminated with evil. You know, it's hard to explain. The evil person can actually, I guarantee you, they all smoke sativa. All those evil people, cause you can use it for evil too. You
Yeah,
just have to have that type of spirit, and I can't have that. I don't like that. To me, that's cowardice, man. I like to keep it real. Hey, I can't help it. Black folk raised me. I learned how to keep it real, and it'll never leave me. I can never change. I have to keep it real. That's the only way I survived, and it's a lesson I learned from the great black people, man. I appreciated it very much.
I've learned
'Cause
a lot from a lot of different people, man. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
I just had to say black because the truth is, I'm black folk raised me. I never been around white. Everybody hate me for it, even some
Yeah.
black. But I guarantee you, wasn't nobody saying nothing when I was in them streets surrounded by black shooters.
Well, I'm
Everybody's
gonna tell
mouth
you,
was shut.
I wasn't raised, but I'm gonna tell you, when I wasn't raised by black people, I bet I've lived in places where I was the brightest spot in that whole goddamn town. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you ain't got to
but
be black to be hell. It's good ass white folk. I'm just saying, I just happened to be raised by black. That's why
I
I'm
know,
always talking about black. I just wanted to
I
explain to
know.
people, I'm not some fake white dude trying to act, a poser or something. You know what I mean? People get
No,
me twisted sometimes.
yeah, I get it.
I'm the real
I know what you're
deal,
talking about.
state baby. We can talk for years, and I'll tell you every day of my life, and you'll
I
understand
know.
I'm telling the truth.
I got family that are black too. I mean, so I mean, I do get offended sometimes when I hear people talking some shit, and I'm like, dude, for all I know, you talking about my family right there. You know what I mean? Uh, God,
Well,
you know,
sometimes people are looking at TV, this Democrat stuff, some white people, and they get to hate black, thinking black people are cowards, like they're seeing on TV, the Democrats and shit helping the KKK. But that's only 5 black people on TV. Go to the hood, you'll see the truth. You ain't seen YouTube? Black folks are leading the charge against the KKK Democrats. They know it's not BLM, bruh. The TV is an act, but you can't explain it to people that sit there and stare at CNN and have no clue. It's inversion psychological operation. You know how you look in the mirror and the image comes back? That's what they're doing.
well, I mean, I do know. I mean, because I'm subscribed to a lot of uh, black content creators and stuff like that. That get into the political type discussions and stuff like philosophical discussions and stuff like that. So I mean, it's interesting to see, the pushback from some of that sometimes too. I mean, um,
Man, black folks got it on lock, bro. I mean, you just got so many black folks just stomping them KKK Democrats out, bro. I mean, KKK BLM, I keep forgetting they switched it. I'm old, you know what I mean? But you got black folk, man, Doc Rich, the real dog, and the what's that word? The poise, the just the excellent, I mean, spirit coming off of these dudes, man. You ever watch that the A Dog, the real A Dog, or Doc Rich, or I mean, these dudes are amazing lights, bruh. Straight up. Especially Doc Rich. I mean, the A Dog, the real A Dog. Who else? The Kingdom, whatever his name is. Okay, Ricky. I mean, all
yeah,
these dudes got at least 500,000 subscribers, bro. All Trump. I mean, I could go on all day long, bro. It's fake. I'm telling you, the TV shit is fake. Black folk raised me. I know black folk like the back. That's all I know is black folk. You think I would have made it being with black folk my whole damn life where I ain't even got a scratch on me? I ain't never even been beat up by a black dude, bro. I'm just saying, real talk. I've been around white people too, a good bit of white people. And guess what I
damn.
found out? Black folks ain't racist, and neither are white people. Hell, a
Well,
racist, that's some psychopath motherfucker they don't know, nobody want to be around. You think a black person gonna want to be around another black dude that's racist against white? Hell no. You think a white person wants to be around some white dude that's racist against black? Hell no. You can be like, damn, this motherfucker's a piece of shit. You're gonna be trying to dodge him. It's just, bro, I'm telling you, it's a big fake mind control. It always has been, bruh. It's just
Yeah.
now they're at the end of the game where they can't do nothing else. But it's weird because it's like they were going to actually try a Nazi fascist. That's what a Democrat is. That's why they're yelling out Nazi fascist. Pay the little white kid to hold the sign. They're all nice and pretty. They all look the same. You can tell it's all fake. It's like, bruh, this shit is just okay. Let me calm down. Nothing I can do. Hell, it's going down now. They're going to be dealt with. Evil's going to be dealt with. Plain and simple. If somebody got tricked by him, it got a low IQ, it is what it is, man. There's nothing we can do. It's either the low IQ person loses their life, gets played by the KKK, or whatever happens. Like if it gets that serious, I hope not. I'm about peace and love. I'm chilling like I'm like, hey, nobody come at me, but I will help the good guys if they're just killing off all the Christians and atheists and good, decent people that just understand clearly the scam. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll help the good guys. Hell, I'll even help a Muslim man if he's only going to go against the KKK, Joe Biden and them. Shoot, I'm personally mad at these folks, bro, because it's not just because of what they did to black, it's what they did to me. You know how hated I was being around black my whole life, bro. Why you think I'm homeless now in a damn tent? 51 years old, very intelligent, work harder than everybody, bro. I can do almost any job it is. Like I'm just good like that.
I remember you had that place over there, man. What happened to that thing anyway?
Man, I don't know if that lady. See, I think that lady was a secret Democrat to run everything. At
Yeah.
first, she sent this little psychopath white dude out. He was trying to stab me every time I was going in and out the door. He was on a big bag of pills. He looked like a little 10-year-old kid, but he was like 27. You know how those type of people look younger than they really are? Damn, straight up Alfred Hitchcock psychopath, Jimmy Dahmers or whatever. Bro, it was crazy. That was some stressful stuff. I had to keep a hammer in my damn pants in case he, came at me with the knife. Anyway, then after that, man, it was some black dude. Now he was cool. I mean, me and him support Trump. He was like, I love that motherfucker. It wasn't no politics or nothing, but he just kept playing with me, man. I mean, it was, and then 150 people before that. I just finally said, you know what? I got to get away from these damn people, bro. Because on that last dude, man, I really thought I was going to hurt him for real, man. I scared my damn self. I'm talking about this dude bigger than me, and he took off running. And I mean, because I knew, and I was for real. I just had blowed up, bro. It's like, I done let so many lanes play with me for so long, bro. Like, I just snapped, bro. And then when I saw how I almost did something I really didn't want to do, I said, oh, hell no, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go off by my damn self, man. I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and now I've been happy as hell, man. Just working out, peaceful days, chilling in nature. It ended up being really great, and I had no idea. I was scared to be honest with you. I knew God was telling me.
I've been
I
there,
knew
man.
God. I'm talking about as far as going homeless, bro. I knew God was telling me to go, and I knew it meant homeless. I ain't got nowhere to go, no money like that. So I did it anyway, but it ended up being really nice. I can't believe it. You know what? Another reason why I was scared is fucking Georgia, bro. You mean I'm 51 years old? You think I'm gonna go homeless in the woods in Georgia?
It's fucking hot as shit out here too, bro. I tell you.
Bro, it went nice and smooth though. I handled every bit of it. It wasn't even that hot. And I got a river right there. I was having fun in the river every day, working out, smoking good. I had some good sativa for the first couple months. It's a little rough right now. I ain't got the sativa, but that's all right. We good. God gonna give it to me one day. I thought I got some the other day, but it ended up being trash. Some weird bud, bro. It gives you all this energy, but it's like a mean energy. It ain't no real sativa. It's like some kind of indica that acts like a sativa, that can happen. It gives you this energy for like 5 straight hours, but your brain isn't working right. You don't feel really good. You know what I mean? It's like torture for 5 hours instead of paradise, like real sativas. I was like, damn, I gotta throw it away, but it's all good.
Yeah, well, that's probably closer to indica right there, though, because that's really that's like in your body, that type of feeling in your body.
Actually, I think it is an indica, and it's called grunts. But it's one of those strange indicas that gives you energy because it has like a certain terp in it. I think it has one sativa terp in it. That's what gives you that energy. But the other 2 terps are indica, and it is an indica. So it's just not a real sativa. It's a fake me out. And he probably thought it was real. He probably didn't mean no harm. He thought I would like it, but nah, that's nah, no thanks. Yeah, that ain't what I'm looking for.
I hear
It's all
you.
good though.
It's
I
been a
still got
while
to.
for me though. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, like I said, I haven't been able to afford it, so I haven't really been smoking in a long time. And it's like every once in a while, like my uncle, he'll come in town around every so often. Like every, 5 or 6 months or something like that. He'll bring me some homegrown and shit like that. But
Oh, I
you
bet
know,
that's good. That's always sativa, a high sativa.
it's good. I mean, it's not like some of that stuff like you get in a damn dispensary or some shit like that. But
Most of
uh,
that dispensary stuff, straight up trash. It's almost like they're spraying something on it. Look, I got a friend in New Mexico. They got 30 of them in her city. For
yeah,
for years, she struggled like hell just to get one good sativa up out of one of them stores, bro. I mean, they make it almost impossible. They don't want us having the good stuff for some reason. Yeah, and everybody knows the good stuff because it was so good that everybody just talked about it. You got Purple Skunk, all the 90s strands that everybody loves. Tell me why they're hiding them and you can't find it anywhere.
yeah,
Tell me that. There's a
yeah,
reason why. It's
yeah.
all a scam. They don't want us having, they're spraying stuff on it. So you can't spray stuff on sativa because the sativa head gonna know immediately. Because you can't interrupt paradise. You know what I mean? If you try to spray something, a sativa head gonna already know. But you can spray that indica. And a lot of people are drawn, young people are drawn to indica because they're younger. They like to get dolled out. They want to slow down because their brain is going so fast. They're so smart. They want to dull down because it makes them feel better because they know what's going on, but they're pissed off that they're young, ain't got enough power as far as money. They just want to chill. They want to be numbed out. And see, that's why they're doing the indica, but they don't want nobody getting the sativa. And they know we want it in my state, right? Illegal, right? Can't even get it nowhere surrounding, right? How come I walk in the gas station right now? The first thing they're gonna have in a display box is a big ass box looking beautiful as hell that's gonna say train wreck sativa with the biggest word sativa you ever seen. They're gonna make sure they put that one in the top because they know you want that. And it's gonna be some fake stuff that makes you see black checkers, don't feel nothing like no weed. A fake thing that you vape. Talking about it's resin. It ain't no resin. It's pure fake scientific Luciferian concoction. Nothing like no train wreck. You don't feel nothing like it, bro. It's messed up the way they're doing it. But if Trump mess around and legalize it, boy, they screwed. Their whole gang gonna fall apart.
That's
I'm finna
true.
first thing I'm gonna do is grow me some sativa right here in these damn woods when Trump legalizes.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. If it was if I didn't have to worry about cops and all that stuff here in Florida and grow it here myself, hell, I'd become a farmer. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, hell, that's an honest living right there. Um,
I mean, how can you get tricked? Okay, so God makes a world and He has this plant. You smoke the plant. Now you got a smile on your face and you can't take it off. Okay, so they're gonna tell us, oh no, you can't smoke that. How the hell does that even make sense? They had propaganda videos back in the 1920s because they're
yeah.
smoking it. They don't want you to be fucking happy and in line and understand that
Well,
deeply. Hell no, they want you trapped in the matrix.
dude. I
They
mean,
made
tell you, I got busted one time, man, for a damn joint, and part of my probation was going through like a drug program type of thing.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. The guy, the dude that was like running the program or whatever, he looked at pot like it was just as bad as heroin. He's like, man, you keep on smoking that shit, you gonna die, boy. I was like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, the only reason I'm here is because the courts have sent me here. I'm not here to get fucking, rehabilitated and shit. Hell, as soon
I
as I
had to
get out
go
of
to
this
that.
motherfucker, I'm gonna light up a damn joint. What, you fucking crazy?
I
You
had to
know?
go to that DUI school like you, man, 4 times, and I don't even drink. I don't even drink.
And you know.
Motherfucker had me going to
And like I
DUI
said,
school
I
for my
mean, we
weed.
about the same age, man. I remember the DARE program back in the day, you know?
Oh,
You
I ain't
know?
had to go to that.
Yeah.
I remember it though.
Yeah. I had to do that shit when I was younger. I mean, I even went through where they did the prison walk or whatever, where they take you when you're like a juvenile
Scared
and they
straight.
take, yeah, scared straight type of shit. I did that.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
had to do that too, man. I went to Maryland Penitentiary. Which one you go to?
I was down here in Orlando, Florida. Down here in Orlando.
Big ass Jamaican dude put his arm around me, had double light. He was like, "How many packs of cigarettes for this one?" You know, I'm like, "What the hell?" Oh, that shit was crazy. They ain't
Yeah.
disrespect me like that, but it was something like that a little bit, but it wasn't really disrespectful like that. They probably liked me because they probably saw me. I was I was already used to being locked up at 14. Hell, I've been locked up 3 years. I ain't nothing no criminal, but you know, the little juvenile stuff. They running out, stealing the car. You go with them. Bam, now you're a car theft, locked up. You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff.
Yeah, you talk
I
about
mean,
that damn like those movies and shit. Like, was it Reefer Madness? That old movie back in the damn day. You know, they were sitting there like, yeah, I mean, you know, the motherfucker sitting in the closet, sitting there smoking it like he's a fucking crack addict or some shit. I'm like,
yeah, that's
what?
all propaganda. Back in the
I know.
30s and 40s or whatever that when that it was, they had propaganda on TV to make it look like if you
Yep.
smoke the spiritual happy plant, you're a rapist. They had made it look like you're a rapist. Some white dude to be smiling, smoking a joint, to be like, you know, trying to lust on some girl, or, you know, something like that. Make it look like you're an idiot if you smoke it. It was all a scam, bro, to keep the Luciferian elite smoking it while we sit here dumb. We don't
Right.
get the special plant to enlighten us even higher. You don't have to have the plant to you know what I mean? Let's get that straight. But I do believe, you know, for people that have had a hard time, like myself, man, dealing with these Luciferians my whole life, most people have, but in extreme cases, like for me, man, I mean, that is like a cheat code, but a cheat code to the goodness and understanding. It even keeps me in a better frame of mind, just happy, bro. I mean, it's
It
all
keeps me
you be
from
so
killing a
happy you
bunch of.
can't be angry.
It keeps me from killing a bunch of motherfuckers sometimes. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
you know, because I'm serious, man. I mean, um, dude, and then you know, I've grown up in like I grew up in Orlando. That's where I grew up most of my growing up years and stuff until I turned about 14, 15 years old or something like that. So I mean, I'm used to the city and stuff when I was growing up. So I've always had sharp edges on my attitude. You know what I mean? And that's one thing about weed that I like is that it softens those edges a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Um, 'Cause sometimes,
yeah,
I mean, I'm really blunt and straightforward sometimes on how I speak. Some people just can't handle that. You know what I mean? They want me to tiptoe around and fucking walk on eggshells type of shit. I'm just not like that. That's just not how I am. You know, and and then like if I don't smoke, just like I said, I got a little sharper edges when it comes down to how I talk sometimes. And
yeah. I done got so old, man. I literally I can't smoke indica, bro. I mean, everybody knows it slows you down. Like I'm too old for that, bro. I can't do it. I've got to have energy, enlightenment, happiness, cheerfulness. That's what sativa is. But it will, like I said, it will make people paranoid if they're, sometimes if I truly believe that God's not gonna always let you enjoy sativa. He wouldn't let me for a long time, man. I know why. He was getting tired of me selling crack to other human beings like it's a game or something. And he finally made it okay. All right, you want to keep doing it? Boom. Try to hit that sativa and think you're gonna smile. You can't. You start getting paranoid. You know what I mean? I saw the
well,
difference.
I mean, yeah, sometimes, man, I'm the way I see it is like, sometimes I think, uh, being paranoid. I mean, sometimes, I mean, I don't think you're paranoid enough sometimes, you know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
paranoid be a good
you ain't
thing.
paranoid
Especially
if they actually really are watching you, if they really are, coming after you. I mean, you're not really paranoid, are you? You
yeah,
know?
paranoid can save yourself. Like say you're a drug dealer and you're paranoid all the time. Somebody gonna try to rob and kill you. They can
Yeah.
save your life being paranoid.
Yeah.
It's just what I'm saying is, and even me, if I hit a new sativa too hard, it might be me slightly paranoid, but it's a different type of paranoid. Like my mind already knows, okay, this will go away in 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be riding in paradise for the next 2 hours. So I ain't worried about it. I'll be a little paranoid for a minute, or I'll shake through it or whatever. Okay, boom. But I'm talking about a different type. Like if your spirit off and God ain't gonna let you enjoy it, now that's a different type of paranoia. You ain't gonna get over it. You're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh hell no, I ain't smoking no more of this. That shit made me too paranoid. You know what I mean? Like kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Well, I mean, I used to do a lot of LSD back in the day, and a lot of people can't really handle it. You know what I mean? because the way I see it, it was just um, it just made it easier to see what was already there. You know what I mean? To
Well,
me, it was like an amplifier, like a stereo amplifier for my
that's how
eyes
I
and my
am.
ears.
That's how I am. But with the weed sativa.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same thing with weed for me. Also, it's just a little bit more mild. It's not as potent and it's not as strong as like LSD was, or even mushrooms. See, even mushrooms have a different high. It to me, all right. Like if I was to explain it like a stereo amplifier, LSD is a stereo amplifier for my eyes and my ears, and my mind, and mushrooms are like a amplifier for my body. It's kind of the same thing with like sativa and indica. Sativa is like for my mind, and the indica is for my body. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. It's just a little bit more, just weed is just a little bit more mild of a, of a, of a, I don't know how to explain, like a trigger. I don't know how to explain it, but you
Bruh,
know, but it's been a long time since I've done a lot of that stuff, man. It's like I used to do a lot of it when I was a kid, and because I had access to it a lot. I mean, hell, back in the day, I mean, I used to get a lot of that shit for free. You know?
it's just amazing how I can just sit here, say I'm out of weed, right? I can just sit here, man, enjoy looking at the trees, the birds, slightly, kind of, just a little tiny bit depressed or whatever, because I mean, it's just kind of boring, not really depressed, but, and
No,
then
I
the
know.
smallest little piece of some powerful sativa, I'm talking about the little speck of a leaf, because
Yeah,
that's all I had left one time. So I said, well, this is the last little speck. I might as well hit it. I'm talking about a little mini leaf. You can barely see it. I put it on there, hit that. Immediately, everything illuminated like it's paradise. And I just lay back in the chair. Off the slightest little piece. And you just sit there and think clearly, deeply in your soul. I mean, it's just amazing what that stuff can do. But it's not going to work like that for everybody, I believe, unless,
no, it
they get
don't.
used
It
to
don't.
it or whatever.
That's the thing too. It's like it don't. I mean, some people aren't ready to see some of that in a way, that truth in a way. Because like I said, I mean, for me personally, it just opens up to what's already there. It just makes it easier
Right.
to be see it or whatever. But that's just. But it also depends on your state of mind and how you can deal with that kind of thing.
100%.
Some people just
100%.
aren't ready for that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Uh,
Exactly. 100%.
and that's the problem with a lot of stuff. Like I was sitting there talking to a bunch of other people about the same thing. It's like, there's so many minds out there that want to be stuck in the matrix, and and hell, they don't even know they're in the matrix, but they're okay with where they're at. And they don't want to see the truth. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
and then you try and show them the truth, they get all kind of like weird, like triggered,
Yeah.
freaking out and shit, and they just can't handle that. You can't
Well,
handle the truth type of shit. You know what I
you're
mean?
exposing their demons. I mean, you're shaking up their whole belief system. It's a mirror, so they're actually believing they're the good guys. I mean, unless they
Well,
know.
see,
A
that's
lot of
not
them know. The real rich ones, they know they worship Satan. They're just playing along with it. But some people do get tricked by it. I mean, you'd have to be at this point. I'm serious, yo. There's no way. 'Cause it's almost all fake, bro. Like nobody will show their face. Nobody will debate. I've been begging someone to debate me for years, bro. It's just not gonna happen. Begging, bro. One soul on earth. What are you afraid of? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. They act all brave on TV. You scared to debate me? A respectful, peace loving debate? It's fake, bro. It's gotta be. I'm just saying, if it was all these Democrats, it'd be a white, black, brown Democrat somewhere that would be like, at least say F you or something, or something. It just no debate, no nothing. I'm
right.
sitting here yelling out Democrats, cowards for supporting the KKK a million times. Nobody said a word. Nobody. And there's thousands of people that even know me just from the audience channels. Not one of them brave enough to come debate me. They know I'm right, bro. That's the only answer there is to it. It's got to be. Everybody's scared. Prove you're not scared. Show your face. Have a friendly debate. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, I'll
Yeah.
smile ear to ear and the whole time and be nice. I mean, there's no need for meanness. Nothing. I mean, what's the problem? Fake, bro. It's gonna collapse. It's collapsing. And now there probably is some people fooled. And like I said, if there is, there is. This is a real war. I mean, they're going to make it physical. They're starting to take us out. They're killing us. I mean, it's not even rocket science anymore. At some point, we had to fight for our lives, and it may become. But Trump and them said, don't worry about it. It's going to be some stuff, but they're going to control it to where it doesn't really be a civil war. I mean, I'm pretty sure the military can protect us from
No.
from other countries. No,
Other countries,
it's the
yeah.
military supposedly can protect us from other countries. Surely they can protect us from KKK, Joe Biden, and them
Well,
that oppressed black and brown
like,
people forever. That are making it
not
look
really-
like the new guy Trump and the white followers of Christ, which makes no sense.
I'm not really worried about other countries kind of coming in and attacking us. I'm more worried about our own government using against ours.
So surely
mean,
the
you know-
military can defeat the KKK, Joe Biden, and them. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, honestly,
We're
man,
good.
if the military actually honored their oath, hell, they'd burn down the White House. They'd burn down the goddamn Federal Reserve. You know,
well, you got a
fucking IRS.
revolution
They'd burn
going
that shit
against.
down if they were actually honoring their oath. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
now you got a revolution going against them. So I mean, yeah, I mean they should have burned it down when they were in office. I mean, now you got the Trump guy in there, their enemy. So, and technically, you could say Trump might just be acting. He's really with them. He's just pretending like he's fighting them. I mean, but either way, people are going to think Trump is fighting these people that have been controlling the world for 2,000 years, that are sitting there calling the white people that ain't had nothing to do with shit racist, and all the KKK guys, whites, are the good guys. Biden and them. It makes no sense, bro. The military knows it. They can't deny it. I'm telling you, bro. Something gonna happen, man. Something gonna happen, bro. I'm a state baby.
I mean,
I ain't never had nothing but God. And Nanny Crocker got me looking like old KKK coward. Ooh. You messed up, bro. They done messed up now.
In a way, I do think that it will come a time where the good people are going to have to do bad things.
Yeah,
to the bad people. You know,
the Marines already are stomping them out. You think them ICE agents is regular dudes? They try to act like it. I see them try to act like they just regular, cops.
Well, what was that one out there? It's like, I think it was in Oregon or what? I can't remember. But they've been having like a damn protest against ICE for like 3 fucking months at the same goddamn building.
Oh yeah, the Nazis, the Democrats,
and they're out there using they using damn pepper balls and shit like that at them and stuff. But they still going. I mean, there's a couple of people that I watch that are live streaming this shit almost every fucking day. Like I said, they've been doing it for 3 months over there.
Yep, that was the goal, to trick young people. I mean, you literally can't trick nobody over 50. I mean, you know what's weird? Nothing anyway. You just can't do it. We sat there and watched these motherfuckers. They had a white supremacist system. All woke did was expose Joe Biden and them, the Clintons, Bush. They exposed their whole system, everything they did. But how come they support every last one of them except for the new guy they hate, Donald Trump? Now you tell me how that makes sense, bro. Tell me how that makes sense. And if you can do that, you a genius. We're going to worship this KKK white man that damn used the government to oppress black and brown people and mass incarcerated them, made billions of dollars doing it. We're going to make him president. And this got to be a joke, bro. This at some point, they're going to be like, all right, the gig's up. We know y'all knew it was a scam, blah, blah, blah. It's got to be a joke. It can't be real. I think I mean, you know what I mean? It can't be real, bro.
I know. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I was saying, it's like a damn upside down world. A lot of this stuff is fake. It's just that they want to bring this fucking fiction, this fake bullshit into reality.
They want you to see everything opposite as far as who are the good guys, who are the bad guys.
Well, I mean, isn't that exactly what it said in the Bible too? It's like, good will be looked at as evil, and evil will be looked at as good.
Right.
And shit like that. You know what I mean?
Because God ain't dumb. He knew the evil powers of the world were going to make it look like they were the good guys at the very end when the time was almost up. and that's exactly what they're doing. Woke. You don't think the Luciferian elite that been ruling the world forever paid for woke? Come on, man.
Well, that was the
There
reason. That
wasn't.
was another thing I was trying to say is like tomorrow. I think Israel they're bringing a bunch of people to blow these trumpets tomorrow, and it's like they've never had this happen in the public realm, and they're supposed to be broadcasting it live worldwide. And I mean, this is I mean, you know, I think this could be a telltale sign of that evil coming out in a sense also, because I mean, they're trying to play it off like it's something else, but I see it as something else though. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
Well,
that's supposed to be happening tomorrow.
this is what happens when you have a foreign country controlling the United States for like 70 years, and both sides were fake. They were just actors, the Democrats and Republicans. That's why when Trump came down the elevator, they all went against him, both sides. Only, what was it, like 5 people had the balls to do the right thing. That big black dude, I forget his name, the real big, tough looking black dude, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Brian McDonald's, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and like 3 more, bruh. I mean, this was wild. Like, how could people not know everything was an act? They were controlling both sides. That shows you right there. I mean, it's not
That was
even
another thing.
debatable.
Like Indy was saying, the shafars. That's what it was. The ones that are going to be blowing the trumpets. Me personally, I would say to everybody out there, don't watch that shit. Don't let that stuff, that stuff infect you through the television and your cell phones and all that shit, because they're
Yeah, I
going to be
mean,
broadcasting it worldwide. You know what I mean? So don't even watch that shit. Don't even watch that. Just turn everything off. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. That's how I'm not gonna watch that shit. I'm not gonna pay attention to it. You
as far
know.
as Democrat news, I wouldn't watch that either, because it's just gonna. I mean, it's just a lie. It's just an inverse of psychological operation. They're gonna make every truth look opposite. That's all they're gonna do. I mean, you can watch it, but you got to be smart enough to know what to do it, or you might get tricked. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. It's like, I mean, I think even like, the frequency that they're probably going to be using with those horns and stuff like that. I mean, I think even that could be a way of spell casting, in my opinion. You know what I
I'm
mean? But
I'm still shocked that the KKK thought they would get away with making it look like they're saving black and brown from racists. I mean, I can't believe this. I'm just shocked, bro, that they even think they're going to get away with this. I guess. Well, they're playing with the election fraud, and then it's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to talk about it because you might get a strike. But now that all their plans are not working, oh, them KKK, Joe Biden, they already look. They already got the crackers doing. I mean, white people, the evil, taking people out. Like, they're gonna go crazy, bro. Listen, they fight to the death. They've been ruling the world 2,000 years. It's in their religion. They are above us. They have rights to rule over everybody. That's what they believe in their religion. It's Luciferian. They rule the world. They're like, or they'll die. They'll fight to the death. That's what those symbols mean in the White House. I mean, bro, it's gonna get crazy. They've never lost power. This goes back 2,000 years ago. They don't play that. Yeah, it's gonna
yeah,
get as crazy. But they say Trump and them, the covert military, worldwide military operation. They said they think they can keep it under 50 million are going to die in the war. I don't know how many have already died, but they said they wanted billions, But the Trump and them said that they think they can keep it at 50 million. I mean, it's a war. People are going to die.
well,
And
like I
if it's
said, I
me,
mean,
I love everybody. I just want people to know that if it's me, if I get sacrificed because they had to nuke Georgia or something, then hey, I love everybody, man. I'm just a state baby, peace, loving dude. Never knew my mother, father. Rough life. It is what it is. But I love everybody. Point blank. In my last final statements. I always have, always will. Hell, I'm a
I know.
state baby. I never knew my mom or dad. I secretly love everybody. That's the real truth. I just don't say it a lot. You know what I mean? But just in case I get sacrificed, I want everybody to know that's the real truth.
Right.
I don't give a fuck who you is. Chinese, white, black, brown. I just secretly love everybody, man.
Well, I
I
mean,
think it's
it doesn't really matter about your race or your color or whatever. It really just matters about the content of your character, really, isn't it? You know,
well, I
that's
even
what
love
really
people
matters.
that
It's like
got fucked up character.
you're either good people or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah. I do actually love even evil people, even people that would want to kill me. You know what I mean? Just because I have the knowledge to know, I know that's fake. And you know how I learned it? But when you in the streets and you surrounded and your best friends are all black shooters, you realize real quick that everything's a scam. Nobody would even look at me wrong for years, and then you come out in regular society. Now everybody's running their mouth. You realize, oh, okay, this is fake. You see what I'm saying? Like that's I know that's why now I know I even love people that want to kill me because I know you wouldn't be acting like that when I was over there. You know what I mean? I know it's fake. People only do what they think they can get away with. So I see the inside of them that wants to be good, but they're just trapped. They got oppression. There's lots of things that can turn you evil. Hey, I forgot, man, my homeless ass. I'm gonna go in the city and charge up my power banks and shit tomorrow. I better get to bed, man. Thanks for letting me come up, bro. It was a
Hey,
really
no
nice
worries.
conversation.
Get out of my chair. No worries there, Mike. Man, I appreciate you coming up, dude.
All right, peace and love. Till next time, man. Much love.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. You take it easy.
All right, I'm gonna try to chill and chat for a little bit before I go. If you're still gonna be on. All right,
Yeah,
then.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on for a little while longer, man. I mean, I ain't gonna be out here and outside because I got to go
Yeah,
back inside and get my damn. Once my wood burns out and then my battery's
give us
getting low,
some.
I gotta go back
At least
inside
give
and
us some
listen.
final thoughts or something. All
Yeah,
right.
I
Peace.
hear you. Yeah.
Now,
All right,
now, how
man.
do I get out of here? I'll figure it out. Boom.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
try
Push
this.
push the button. Yeah. Snook, if you want to, man, hold on one second. Like I said, um, my wood is almost burnt up, and I'm gonna be moving into the house. And, but I'll go ahead and throw that in there. I think I burnt almost all my wood. There ain't much left of that damn fire. So I think I'm gonna make my way into the house and get into air conditioning and plug my phone in. Move that sucker over here, plug the phone in. Because I'm running out of battery. I'm telling you, Mike's an interesting dude, man. I've known him on YouTube for a little while now. You know, like I said, I get around to a lot of different people out here on YouTube, a lot of different perspectives, and there we go. All right, what's up, Snoop?
I am. Obviously. I'm up. Anyway,
For a little while, anyway, right?
no, I'm up till 2:30.
Why is that? Why you staying up so late tonight?
I stay up till 2:30 almost every night. I go to bed about 1:30, then I read and I try and fall asleep. So between 2 and 2:30. And then I get up about, I don't know, 9:30, 10. I'm a night owl, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
right
I'm so
on.
surprised you didn't say, "Okay, Snooks, if you really want to."
If you really want it, Snooks, you
I know that's
can.
what you said last
I,
time.
I guess so.
No, I guess it was the time before. It's okay. Anyway, I'll talk about anything you want to talk about. Indy
Oh,
brought
I
up
don't know.
the ice shooting, which I don't mind talking about,
Yeah, I sitting
unless you
there.
don't want to.
I don't know that much about the situation. I saw some of the pictures of the supposed person they've got, a person of interest or whatever.
Oh no, he's
And
dead. He's not interested anymore. He took his life.
oh, okay. Well, then I'm thinking about something else. Then I'm thinking about another thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Another one, another ice shooting or whatever it was. Where no,
Uh,
actually, where a kid fucking shot in there and actually shot some of the detainees.
that's the shooting that happened last night.
Okay, yeah, all
Do
right.
you want to know about it? Or, I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, we can talk about
I
something
don't know
else.
that much about it, honestly. All I saw was like I saw some of the pictures of the person, the kid of the person of interest.
Well, he was
Mm.
29.
Yeah, well, still, he's a damn kid to me. But
Yeah, kind of. You're right. Well, would you like to know about it, or would you prefer not to? I'll give you that
well,
choice.
it don't matter. I mean, um,
I know that
I
Indy had brought it up.
yeah. Well, see, I don't know anything really much about what happened today. Put it that way.
Well, I have
Um,
questions. I mean, I'm not like down with it. I have suspicions, so there's an opening for you. That's not
okay.
like me. Well, anyway, yeah, it was a sniper on a roof, and he used a World War I Smith something, so it looks like a rifle.
Okay.
It was at night. He probably put a homemade iron type scope on it. This is what I'm getting from my friend's Discord. Anyway, yeah, he shot into a van that had no windows, and supposedly, people are saying, well, he shot at ICE officers. No, he didn't. He killed two, I'm just going to say illegal aliens, two illegals,
Right.
and wounded a third. Didn't take out any ICE officers, but yet he's got markings on his bullets that he's anti-ICE.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that too.
Yeah,
And
which,
it looked like, okay, whatever it was, it used clips.
yes,
So it was like it wasn't a magazine type fed type
no.
rifle. So
Mm.
it made me think it was probably a like an SKS probably or something
Um,
like that.
It was
You
a
know,
Smith something, if you know what that is. I don't want to go back into the Discord and look it up again. But it started with Smith.
because I mean, I was looking at the rounds. It almost kind of looked similar to a 5.56. I mean, not a 5.56. 7.62 by 39. That's what it kind of looked like. But it was probably a bigger round than that.
It was
Uh,
definitely big rounds. I don't know anything about guns, but there's a lot of really knowledgeable gun people in Jeff's Discord. And so they were discussing it, and I was asking questions. And, I asked why a World War I gun? And they said because it's cheap. And then I'm thinking, how did
not
this
anymore.
guy, yeah, well, I guess not, but how did this guy even shoot at night? And then he took his own life. And you can answer this for me. He blew off so much of his head, he was pretty much unrecognizable. How do
Hmm.
you shoot yourself with a muzzle that long? Like, how do you
Um,
reach the trigger? You know what I mean?
well, interesting. That's the thing too. It's like, I've always said this when it comes down to these things. It's like, dead men tell no tales. So, I mean,
Mm, that's true.
um, you know, I don't know. People will find a way to do stuff. I mean, that was another thing too. Like I said, I saw the rounds, and it was like 4 rounds on a stripper clip,
Mm.
and there's very few rifles that use stripper clips. So that's the reason why I was leaning toward an SKS or something like that. But I don't know for sure. And I
Well,
did
like I
see
said,
like the
go ahead.
little engravings on it. It's like anti-ice or some shit like that or
Yeah,
whatever. But
I'm
that
getting
just plays into that. That plays into um, that narrative, in my opinion.
Well, and this is where I'm starting to ask questions more is, how do they even write on the bullets? What do they write with? How are their hands not shaking? Like, there's got to be adrenaline going through their body if they're thinking about killing somebody. So, how is your hand steady enough to even write on a bullet or the casing or whatever? But anyway, the fact that he also, shot himself, and, then there's questions about, well, did he mean to shoot himself? Did the gun go off wrong? And this was all done at night, and did he have night goggles, night vision goggles? I mean, there's just like, I mean, I think that the illegals are dead. I have no question about that. I'm just wondering how he died.
Well, I think it's interesting on that end of it also. It's like, he was aiming, he was against the ICE agents and he ended up killing the very people he was supposed to be like protesting for. You know what I mean? It's
But
funny. I
he
don't know.
shot into a van from a window that had no, from a rooftop that had no windows on it. How the hell did he know what he was shooting at?
That's the thing too. It's like, I thought it was quite ironic that the people that ended up getting killed wasn't even the people that he was supposedly aiming at. Um, or meant to be firing on.
It
You
was,
know, I,
it's all very strange. And a couple of, I guess one of his bullets hit part of the building or something like a metal post or something. They showed that. But I lean conservative, and Jeff's Discord is very, very conservative, and even they're questioning this.
yeah,
So it's very bizarre.
well, anybody, see this lone gunman type of scenario is very played out to me. I don't see it. I don't trust it. The mainstream or the narrative of a lone gunman scenario anyway. Um,
So do you think that they always have an accomplice, or like nine times out of 10, they'll have an accomplice or somebody helping somewhere?
well, yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I think there is help. Um, maybe even if it is just for shits and giggles.
Hmm.
Yeah, they look like a 7.62, but I thought it was a 39, but actually probably bigger than 39. So it was like a 54. You're probably right, Tate. Because there's stripper clips. So I mean, there's very few rifles that use stripper clips, and usually it's the older rifles that use them, kind of like my SKS or something like that. They have stripper clips. Um, but anyway, uh, and like um, if you were like, okay, for like if you believe the narrative in a sense, like this is like some lone gunman scenario, I'm thinking that maybe this guy probably was you know um, pushed into the scenario, pushed into it in a sense, like encouraged, more like it.
Hmm.
Um, he's probably already had these type of thoughts in his mind, that kind of thing, all that stuff. And then we're like, oh, well, we'll just encourage this. We'll help you along. We'll even give you, logistics or, um, well, we might even, supply the rifle. We might even supply the location where you can sit, that kind of thing. Um,
Hmm.
um, you know, because I don't know. It, when it starts getting kicked, it's like what me and Mike were sitting there talking about earlier. It's like, it's going to get, you know, it's going to get popping off to the point where, the lead will start flying back and forth and things will get a little serious,
Mm.
you know.
Well,
Um,
things keep occurring. I'll refer back to Charlie Kirk, who I do believe was assassinated. But yet, that guy got away and wasn't apprehended for a very long time. This
like I said,
guy takes himself out, and a lot of the school shootings, they take themselves out before they're caught.
yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm starting to like question things.
Well, like I said, I mean, they're going to try and push when it comes down to the Charlie Cook scenario. They're going to try and push the death penalty, like a fast track that shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, like I said, dead men tell no tales. the faster that there's they can't say anything. And the more likely they can keep their narrative going. Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are um, military guys. There's a lot of people out there that are hunters, that know how firearms work and how things act when it comes down to it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are starting to think, hey, that bullet did not come from the rooftop when it comes down to Charlie Cook. It was actually a bullet from behind, and he was shot. And the entrance wound was from behind the head. The exit wound was from the neck. And it was a smaller caliber. It
Well,
wasn't 30-06.
excuse me.
Um,
I
so
can actually see several different theories on how he was shot and where he was shot from. I'm not going with that. Oh, this is the only place where he was shot from. Like I said, I'm starting to kind of open my eyes. Like I said, I do believe that he was assassinated. Oh, there's Ken. But is it always the
Hey,
left that's doing it? That I can't always agree with anymore.
well, that was the thing. That was the reason why I happened to mention the sacrificial lamb scenario. You know, even if it wasn't, the left or the communists or whatever, it was possible that um, the ones that claimed to be on his side decided to sacrifice him for their idea of the greater good. You know, I don't know. I'm just throwing that as a theory or another thing to think about. But,
No, you could be right. You could be right.
I don't know. I mean, it's
have,
happened before in history.
Yeah.
have
So,
you heard about the coincidences with the 1998 movie Snake Eyes?
No, go ahead, tell me about it.
well, Indy's showing that actually. That's with Nicolas Cage. Are you talking about that one?
Um,
Because
yeah, but
Indy's going to
I
show
just
that
shared a
Friday night.
clip.
I just wanted to
If you
bring
can,
that up.
yeah, I've got a short clip if Wingnut can bring it up.
I can't. I'm on a cell phone.
Oh,
I
well,
don't
never
have any
mind.
way of. I don't have any way of putting anything up. I wish I could because there would be a lot of things that I would like to have
Well,
conversations with if I could actually pull videos up.
I'll share the link in the chat. It's really crazy about the similarities. The
I saw
guy's
that
name is
movie so
Charles
long ago.
Kirkland.
Mm.
Yeah, the guy that was shot was Charles Kirkland in the neck on September 10th, and at a boxing match and by the guy named Tyler the Executioner.
That's something. I believe that when he was shot, that's also the day that George Floyd died,
Yep.
which I don't put any significance with that.
Well, I'm not sure if it was the day they died. I think their
I,
birth dates were is either that or their date of births were both
yeah,
September
one
the
or the
10th.
other. Yeah, one or the
I
other.
can't
You're
remember
right.
exactly which one.
Me either.
I mean, but it is interesting. September 10th was also the same time when the towers, the day before the towers went down. It was also the same time when they were grilling Donald Rumsfeld about the $2.3 trillion that just ended up disappearing
Yep.
from the
It
from
just
the
vanished.
Pentagon. Yep. And then all of a sudden the towers went down and everybody forgot about that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that I see as like the Kirk thing is like, well, it was probably just a major distraction for something else that was in the background to make
Well,
everybody forget about it.
I've also heard that a lot of evidence about that missing money was in the trade centers.
Right. Well, okay, the evidence in the building 7, and then also the evidence was in the Pentagon that when in the same place that was hit. So
Ju-
all that evidence just disappeared when that happened.
Just
I mean,
like I want to say, just like Oklahoma's bombing, all
right,
the evidence on the Clintons.
right, right, exactly. You know, there was also something like there was another thing too, man. This was on the voter fraud scenario. There was a lot of evidence that were in a building that when it comes down to the electronic voting things, and it caught on fire, and all that evidence that was in there had gotten damaged by smoke damage, and also from all the water from the fire department and all that stuff. So that was destroyed, you know. And that wasn't a
Yeah.
coincidence. That was like they said there was like some van that was parked next to the building that had like music playing or like some kind of like a recording or something like that, and blah blah blah, and it
Yeah, so
caught the building on fire. Yeah.
yeah, something
So
with the Dominion voting machines or something.
right, right, right. So they got to destroy the evidence somehow. That's why I'm like, they're willing to use scorched earth. You know what I'm saying? And just rule over the ashes. They're willing to do that.
With that motorhome that played the music all the time, I was watching that live because I was in some street
Right,
modding. But anyway, the building across the street from it had the Dominion voting machines.
right, and that's the one that caught on fire also. And
Yeah,
that's the and like I said, there was a lot of smoke damage, and not only from the fire, and also all the fire department, the water damage destroyed all that electronic equipment that was in that building. So that
that was
was like,
so bizarre watching that.
yeah. So I mean, they have to get rid of the evidence somehow. And when it comes down to these shooters, when they supposedly take their own life, it's kind of like the same thing with the fucking thing in and Vegas. th- th- I was doing some deep diving on different stuff when it comes down to like even body cam footage from cops that were there, and you can see there was a black helicopter and there was muzzle flashes coming out of that helicopter. It wasn't coming from the building itself. And those buildings, man, those windows are hurricane-proof buildings. You can't just bust it out. You know what I mean? And
I'm sorry, what buildings? I
this is
was in the chat.
the one in Las Vegas, the Las Vegas shooting.
Oh, the casino. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the hotel and the
right.
concert
And
shooting.
that
Okay.
guy supposedly carried all this stuff up into the damn, highly, surveilled type building, carried all this stuff up there, busted out a hurricane proof window in that building and started shooting from up there, da 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 da, and then took his own life, supposedly, or whatever,
He
or
he
got
was a
killed.
fall guy too.
Yeah, exactly. And because I was like said, it's like all these scenarios where, like I said, dead man tell no tales scenario, and how can you get the evidence or get any proof one way or the other if there's no living, um, uh, people to question or whatever, you know, and that's how they've been playing it for a long time, many times over. There's so many different scenarios that just too coincidental to be to a coincidence for my opinion, for my taste. And
Yeah. Well, do I believe that deaths really happen in those school shootings and stuff? Yes, I do. But am I questioning the shooters more? I am.
well, I mean, even like, I think it's quite convenient on some of them. Like, what was it? I think it was like Sandy Hook or whatever. I can't remember. But there was like they were having like police shooting training things like a couple of blocks away from the place. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just too convenient for certain things to happen, and then, all the David Hogg bullshit that came into play and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And he was a CIA, or his parents are CIA or whatever. It's like, um, you know, and the CIA,
I,
man, they've created coups in many different countries. What makes anybody think they wouldn't try it here? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I still have questions on the Uvalde shooting.
right?
A
Same
lot
thing
of
with the
things
Uvalde
there
shooting.
did not. A
Exactly,
lot of things there did not add up.
But let me
exactly.
ask you this. Do you think those kids actually died? Because if they didn't, where are
No,
they?
no,
No,
I
no.
think there
False
are
flags
people
does
that did.
not mean they don't die.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, there was people that were sacrificed, and yes, there were also crisis actors also, because there were people actually that believed that it was fake because they participated in it, but there's people that actually did get sacrificed, did get died. It's the
Children,
same thing.
right?
Yeah, it's the same thing with
Okay.
like the Trump attempted assassination. there was actually some people that got sacrificed in that scenario. You know,
Same way with
uh,
9/11. I mean, that was a false
yep,
flag operation too, but
yep, yep, yep.
a lot of people lost their lives in that one.
And a lot of people didn't go to work that day because evidently they knew
They
something,
knew.
or you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Um, you know, it's kind of like it brings me back to even back in the old days of the Titanic. You know, it was a J.P. Morgan decided, oh, last minute, I'm just not going to take a ride, and all the people that were fighting against the World Bank things happen to be on that boat. You know what I mean? Uh, uh, it's just it's one of them things. They've done it many times through history, many times. False flags, different types of scenarios. I mean, hell, the reason why Vietnam started was over a false flag. They knew that crap was going to happen in Pearl Harbor before it happened, but yet they let it happen. There's so many different scenarios like that. Um, they're willing to use us as sacrificial to gain their narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like they're willing to do scorched earth, but what are we willing to do? That's another thing too. I've asked myself and I've asked other people that too. It's like when they're willing to use, basically kill us all off, they're willing to do that. What are we willing to do in return or in defense of that? Um, and and I guess that's a question we have to ask ourselves also in that aspect, you know. But I don't know. It's getting, and we're moving closer and keep on closer and closer into the Agenda 2030, and we're not diverting from that. It just keeps on going and going and toward that. Um, no matter what Trump tries to say or whatever. I mean, even I was in there watching that damn thing in the UN thing, the speech or whatever. I was watching some of that. I mean, he's willing to give even more money to the UN or to NATO and all that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, I mean, stealing more of our wealth and giving to those fucking, agencies. I'm just like, just drive me nuts. You know. Anyway, I don't want to keep on rambling because I'll start sounding like I'm just crazy talk.
I was
But
I was looking up what the gun was thought that it was used in the Discord, an
mhm.
M1903 Springfield.
Oh,
Springfield.
Springfield. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was
Yeah,
thinking
but
Smith for some reason, but I'm still
yeah,
confused
Smith and
why it was
Wesson.
a. Yeah, I'm still confused why they're saying why it was a World War One gun. Like you can't get any better. What was the purpose?
And Smith and
I
Wesson
Well,
didn't make those back then. They make long guns now, but they didn't back then.
I know nothing about guns. You can tell that.
yeah, because I mean, like I said, I mean, you could tell just because the rounds were on that stripper clip. I knew it was an older rifle anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that a powerful gun? I mean, can that be a
yes,
powerful gun?
yes,
That's what they were saying too. And then they showed how a scope could be put on it. So if they were using it at night, but it doesn't matter. He still shot badly. It was just bad shooting all the way around. I don't understand it. Shooting into a van with no windows. It like you were shooting blindly, no matter what you were doing.
and that's the thing too. Okay, it is a 30-06 round. All right, and to say that a 30-06 um, went in to Charlie's neck and didn't use an exit and was no exit wound. That is just
No.
preposterous. Because I know what a damn 30-06, a 30-06 round will take a neck off of a fucking deer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
I
would
mean,
probably took half of his head off.
right. And that's the thing too. It's like I know what a 30-06 will do. Because I've hunted with it and I've used it. And I mean, and hell, we used to shoot tannerite with fucking 30-06. And so I mean, I know what it'll do. And this idea of his his fucking clavicle or whatever deflected or stopped that's just bullshit. You know, that's
Well, I
why
think
there's so many people that are sitting there watching the video closer, and it's just like you can almost see blood spatter coming out of the back of his head right before it happened. So it's possible there was a smaller caliber round closer to like a 22 long rifle that went in through the back of the head and exited through his neck. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I haven't seen any YouTube that didn't say it didn't exit. It did come out. But also, I think I talked about this. There's been a lot of chat that he had on some kind of body armor.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, uh, you know, if it even if it did, it still would have taken a lot more. Um, Even if it did, like for instance, even if it was just like a lucky shot and hit the top of a plate, like a metal plate type, um, uh, you know, body armor, which I don't think he was wearing a plate. I think it was more like what do you
Kevlar
call it?
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, somebody
Kevlar or
said
something like
Kevlar,
that.
but
I want
India
to
is
say it was
saying that's
probably.
been debunked. So, I mean, I'm sure you're right.
I want to say
But
it
they
was
but they
probably
said
Kevlar that he was wearing.
but they said it hit it in his artery. If you hit an artery, your
Mhm.
artery pumps with your heart. It doesn't gush. If you hit a large vein, it will gush.
Right.
But if you hit an
It,
artery, it pumps with the heart.
it, yeah,
That
it
was not
pumps. Yeah,
pumping.
right.
What if it hit his jugular? Is that different?
Well,
That's an artery. That's
that's
different.
connected to the heart. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been said he was killed as soon as he was shot. There was no life.
Well, if the, you know,
But
if
I
you
don't
look at the
know.
blood, because like I said, it's like it looked like the blood was just gushed out. It didn't
Like a
pump out.
river.
Right. And then on top of that, I mean, yeah, the loss of blood, that much blood, if that was the case, yeah, he wouldn't have made it by the time he got to the car. You know what I mean? He would have been dead by the time he
Oh,
got to the car. You
I just
know?
thought of something else too. I don't know if I can't remember who said it, but somebody said they'll see him in Valhalla.
Yeah,
Well, that
that's
is
what
an
Cash
island.
Patel said.
That is an
No,
island.
no,
No,
not really.
Valhalla is an island, and it's a resort.
Well, that's not how he expressed it. He expressed it, number one, because he's not Christian, and that was his way of expressing it, Cash Patel. And also, Valhalla is also known as the
Yeah, I know what the real Valhalla
kingdom
is,
of
but there's
gods or
also a.
whatever it is. But so I don't think Patel was referring to that at all.
So you don't think he would have faked his death and went to Valhalla?
Absolutely not. I don't think that he would do that. He had a wife that he adored. He had two kids. They were there at the shooting. She's now carrying on as the CEO of
Yeah,
Turning
but
Point. Why
Israel
would
was
he fake that? Why
after
would he
him
fake that?
because Israel
He
was after him.
he wasn't afraid of Israel.
Well,
He never said that.
well,
Ben Shapiro is a
the,
good friend of his, okay? Ben Shapiro is Jewish.
yeah, well, yeah,
It's
okay.
okay. Say what you want.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing some of the, what was it?
Memorial?
Man,
Oh,
a talk with somebody else. It was like a kind of like a conversation with somebody else. Who was it? What's her name? Um, she used to be on the news and stuff. Anyway, I can't remember her name right offhand. But anyway,
go
um,
ahead.
he was toward the end. He was doing a lot of he was criticizing a lot when it comes down to BB um, Netanyahu. But he
Netanyahu.
was, yeah, the Yahoo,
Just say
BB,
BB.
yeah, BB Yahoo. But
That works.
but he was he was being very critical, and that wasn't, even though he was a supporter of Israel and all that sort of stuff, Israel. He was still being very critical, and that just was not flying, in my opinion, because that was just, they need to keep the narrative that they're in the right, they're the chosen one, they're out of the God's chosen people, blah blah blah, and all this other shit. They have to keep that narrative going, and any type of criticism had to be squashed, has to be
That's why, they're trying to keep all this stuff is like, when it comes down to like, anti-Semitic and all the Zionism and all blah, 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 and all this other shit, even like, even Trump was sitting there talking about like, even like, you know, maybe even, passing out, you know, prison sentences if you go against it, talking against it, Israel and all that shit, whatever. But
Hmm.
it's just one of them things, you know. Uh, so it's a good possibility that that. But it was also I was sitting there also thinking about it this way. Also, he didn't. I don't think Charlie got to where he was without the powers that should not be allowing it to happen.
Well, I will
That's
not ever say that it was totally a leftist assassination. I used to say it was a
right,
political assassination. I can't say that anymore,
right.
But I do want to get back to one thing, Ken. Why would he fake his death in front of his kids and cause them that kind of trauma, even
Yeah.
though one was 1 years old, one was three? Why would he do that to his wife?
I mean,
What would
they
that
could have
benefit?
they could have known about it if they said, "Hey, this is gonna happen, but it's fake," and but I don't know.
So he's just going to run
There,
away
there,
and leave
there
his
there's
wife and kids forever.
no, I don't think that. I think there's a lot. I still have a lot of questions.
Hmm. I don't think I don't I have some. I will say that I'm opening up now to questioning things more than I used to, which I think is very healthy for me. But doing deep dives like you may do or some other people do and going into rabbit holes, I'm just never going to go there. I'll stay more superficial with it because it's
Yeah,
not
because
going to benefit me. No, it's
sometimes you
not going
get
to
down in them
benefit me.
rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get in those rabbit holes, and it's hard to get back out.
Yep.
Well, and that's my fear is that I don't like chaos. And to me, doing deep diving and doing that kind of stuff, that's a chaotic way of living. And where is your joy in living if that's all you ever do?
Well, sometimes also rabbit holes are dead ends. Also, you got to understand
Yeah,
that too. Some
Well,
of
I've
them are
never
dead
been down
ends.
one, yeah, and then that's, and that's probably true.
Yeah.
Jeff's Discord does have a rabbit hole, but I've never gone into that tab because what is it going to benefit
Well,
me?
I mean, I know people that were really going down into the Q scenario. All right, because I knew it was a psyop
yeah,
from the get go. I knew it was a psyop from the fucking beginning. All right, but there were people that, in my opinion, I think the whole Q scenario was a way to keep all the people that were really good at researching and digging into those rabbit holes occupied with crap. That's what I think it was. It was a psyop to keep those people busy and distracted from finding out truth. And that's what it did. Because there was people that got started diving into that shit and got got lost. You know what I mean? And some of those things, and and their talents were wasted, in my opinion. Because I mean, there are people out there that are very good at researching and digging into things and stuff like that, and they're very talented at that. And they got their talents were wasted on that Q shit.
But some people make it their life to go down those deep dives, and that's all they do every single day. If they're not working and all night, that's all they do. And
Yeah.
I've been on panels, and that's what I keep trying to say is, where's your joy in life? Where's your love in life? Where's your happiness in life
Well,
if that's all you're doing?
in some ways, that is joyful for some people. Some people, like I
It
said, some
is,
people
yeah.
that's their talent. Some people that's their talent to do that. You know what I mean? Like people that know how to code on for like computer stuff. That's
Mm,
their talent, and they will spend most of their time in front of a fucking computer screen, fucking writing code. But that's
yeah.
just what they
that
do,
that
and they.
that that has been me because I design websites and all that stuff. So
Mm.
So I mean, that just it depends on different people have different ideas of what's joyful or
Well,
pleasant
yeah, and
or
I
whatever.
understand that. I just
Yeah.
I think that, and I get told many times, and I've heard it many times, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Well, if you keep
Yep.
going back to see it and see it and see it again, I don't understand. To me, it's just an uncalmness. It's an unsettling. But if that's what they're happy doing and they get some results out of it, then good. I mean, I'm glad they're doing it because I wouldn't be doing it.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, some people it's like a hobby too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's not, it doesn't consume their life. It just happens to be something they do as a hobby. You know what I mean? Um, you know, whatever. But you know, it's just different for different people when it comes down to the research or the rabbit hole scenario or whatever. Because I mean, you know, I did go down some of those rabbit holes when it comes down to the Q thing. I did kind of do some stuff just to see where things would lead because, you know, I wander around 4chan, I wander around 8chan. You know, I do a few things like that just to see what's going on. And sometimes, you know, some things are intriguing, and I'm like, where did that go? Where does this lead? Da 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 da. You know, and like I said, some of them are dead ends. Some of them just they lead you into something. I don't know. I don't
I've
know how to
heard those
explain it.
sites are terrible. I've been warned to never go on them, and I never would because they say
Uh,
you have to go through the porno and you have to go through this to get to where you want.
well, I mean, well, not really. I mean, you know, 4chan and 8chan. I mean, that's been around for a long time. Those websites have been around for a long time. They're old message boards.
Sort of like Reddit.
Well, they're older than Reddit, I think.
I
Actually, I
don't
Yeah.
think
think that.
4chan.
Isn't Reddit cleaner?
No,
No,
Reddit
it's
is
not.
full
See,
of
I've never been on
No,
Reddit either.
Reddit has some obscene things you do not want to see as well, but
Yeah, see, I just
Yeah,
you
don't
have to
want
know
to.
Reddit.
I
how to
don't
Reddit.
stay
need.
away from it.
I don't need to go on
Yeah.
those to see those messages. That's, if you're like deep diving, I guess that they have a benefit, right?
Well, like I said, you gotta. It's kind of like you know, you have to sift through some stuff. You know, it's kind of like seeing the forest through the trees type of scenario because you got to sift through it. You know, there was a thing on 4chan a while back ago. It was called was it the Great Awakening? And there was a lot of stuff when it come down to the Q posts were being posted on 4chan through that and stuff like that. And there was a lot of stuff. You know, it might just have like like a message, or it would like put a picture up or something like that. And next thing you know, people were like starting digging on from that. And like I said, some of it. Um, you gotta. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Um, you gotta sift through it. Some of it's bullshit, some of it ain't, some of it is, whatever. But uh, uh, you can't just really go over there and just find everything be truthful. Because there's a lot of shit. I mean, there's a lot of shit.
Well, I just have no need to go on them, so that and like I said, I've been warned, and I don't need to see graphic things. I don't need to sift through porno, other things. If people get use out of it and they're able to put it forward and get across what they want to get across, I think that's fine.
Now,
Yeah, I mean,
one place
like I said, there's a lot of stuff. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Ken.
say one place definitely stay away from is the dark web.
The
Well,
dark web.
even the
I've
dark
been in there
web. I mean,
once, and I will not.
I've
you
heard
gotta
about
Yeah,
that,
I
yeah.
will not go back.
you gotta know how to get in there in the first place. I mean, because honestly, if you don't know how to get in there, you won't find your way in there. You won't just accidentally stumble into the dark web. You got to know how to
No,
get
you won't
into it.
stumble in. You have to know how to get there.
And also, so a lot of times you have to be invited also. So it's not like something you can just stumble into. Um, like 4chan, for instance, like I said, it's a website. It's an old message board. I mean, it's before YouTube and all that shit came into play. It's been around for a long time.
Back
And
when that's all you had was message boards on the internet.
right, yep, yep. That's all.
Well, I never heard of the 4chan, and I don't know if I ever heard of 8chan until, well, about 3 years ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
That,
just
used-
never
that
heard of
used to be
them.
where everybody went to get their Q postings.
yeah,
Like,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
oh,
Yeah. When Q was like, when Q first started, that Q thing started up. Like I said, they had it under the title in 4chan. They had it under the title "The Great Awakening," and Q would always post all that stuff on that part of 4chan. It was like and that was what it was called.
I
And
call it the Great Psyop.
yeah, and that's what it was. That's what it is. And that's exactly, I mean, I knew it from the get-go. I mean, there
Yeah.
was some stuff that was really, weird. It's like, it would show stuff like, like pictures of something or whatever that's like, how in the hell did they get this fucking picture? It's like, okay, this is like from the inside of the back rooms of some shit, that none of us have access to. And how in the fuck did this get, how did they get this? You know what I mean? Where'd this come from? You know what I mean? So it intrigued so many people, and they started digging into that kind of thing, and they got distracted by it, in my opinion. Like I said, I did some digging on my own. That's how I started figuring out a lot of ways how this stuff is really a big psyop from the fucking beginning, and um, and it still is. I mean, I think that whole thing with the Great Awakening scenario on 4chan is not even on there anymore, and I don't really see Q posts anymore either. But you know, that it's just, oh man, I don't know how to explain it. It's just
They,
weird.
I think the way that Q came across to so many people is because they kind of like did the same way a lot of controlled opposition does. They tell you part truths, but then the rest of it's all fabricated.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I remember.
Like
I remember,
Pizzagate and all that.
yeah, I remember, yeah, it was like, I remember there was a photo that Q put up years ago. It was like, a photo of some documents on the desk in the Oval Office, you know, and like, how in the fuck did they acquire this image, that kind of thing, you know, um, it it really got the attention of a lot of people. Simple things like that, you know. Trump actually had multiple attempt assassinations. He's had, as far as I know, more than five, or at least five anyway, attempted assassinations. There was a lady, and two ladies actually. They were in a car, and there was like a Trump in a motorcade were going down a road, and they come barreling out of the woods to ram the car, and it ended up missing the car that Trump was in, and they ended up crashing into the
Crashing.
motorcade. Yeah, that was one, and I think there was another one at Trump Tower. There's a couple of them. So just that one in the ear was not the only one. So there's been multiple.
Well, you
Not
know
not
that
the
Ryan Routh got convicted on all charges, is guilty.
I don't know who that is.
He's the one who was in Florida and basically stalked Trump and had guns with him, and he was going to
Oh,
shoot
the
him.
one. Are you talking about the one where they went to the golf course or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he got convicted on all charges, and he'll probably get life imprisonment.
I'm still waiting to see how this Deagle forecast is going to pan out because we've only got 3 months left of this year.
So legal what?
Deagle forecast. It was
What's
this
that?
type of military site. They had a forecast back in I think it was like 2017 of what the population was going to be in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot of people missing.
That's interesting.
And it was like probably more than half of the United States. I can't remember the exact total, but more than half the United States population gone.
Hmm. Yeah, I
You
see
can't, but you can't pull it up, and you can't pull it up anymore. They scrubbed it. They scrubbed it unless you go back to use this place called the archives.
Mm.
Yeah, was it the Wayback Machine?
Yep, archives.org, Wayback Machine.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes. I mean, that's nice to have that, because there are some things, man. They've scrubbed from the internet that you can't find anymore unless you go to something like that, and you can, find it.
And then
Um,
sometimes they have it scrubbed from there as well.
yeah,
Well, y'all will
I mean,
always know more about those kind of things than I will because I've just never gone into that. You know, like I said, I'm not like radically right-sided, but I gravitate more towards those beliefs because I definitely don't gravitate towards the left side
That,
beliefs.
that's me. I'm more. I'm not the left or the right, but I am more conservative.
Well, I am, well, you know, I kind of want to say I'm in the middle, but I do lean a lot to the right. I definitely don't lean to the left.
Because
That's what I'll say.
I always think of it like this: the left wing, the right wing, they both belong to the same bird.
Yep,
That's what everybody says.
they do. It
And I'm
is.
starting to understand that. But
I
as
mean,
far as the beliefs, the left side beliefs are just so against what I would ever go with.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you know, they've definitely gotten a lot. Um, they've leaned a lot further toward communism than anything really.
But I don't think all leftists or Democrats are bad, just like I think that there's bad in the Conservative Party. You know, you can't close your eyes and say, "Oh, all the left is bad, but all the right is goody goody." It doesn't work that way.
The problem
I,
with our government is that it's gotten too big.
oh yeah, way too big. You know, you got the pharmaceutical and the military industrial complex that's just they're pulling a lot of strings and taking a lot of our wealth. Um, you know, I mean, hell, you know, there was so many people in the past that tried to warn us from this shit. Nobody seems to listen. You know what I mean? You know, that's the reason why for me, I'm 50 years old. I've been talking about a lot of this stuff, man, for 30 years. You know what I mean? And it seems like I've been, you know, and I've even said this to myself. You know, it's like I feel like I'm a broken record sometimes. You know, it's like, is anybody really fucking listening? And it's like I'm beating my head against the wall. You know what I mean? And there's so many people before me that tried to warn everybody, but yet it just like nobody seems to listen. And
I'm
it just
listening to you more, Wing, and I'm taking more in.
it
I
it, it
don't
just
argue with you as
it,
much.
it just frustrates me sometimes because I mean, you know, there's so many people that that are stuck in the matrix, and a lack of better words, they're stuck in the matrix. Some of them don't even know the matrix existed, but you know, there are some people that know the matrix is there, but they want the matrix to stay in place because they, you know, they
They're
like it
complacent.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they like it there. They benefit from it. You know what I mean? So they want it to be in place.
But
You
you
know.
can't
I,
sit there and always say that every one of your thoughts is 100% right and everybody should agree, just like I can't, right?
Wait a minute, say that
now,
again.
You can't sit there and say all your thoughts and think that everybody should agree with you, just like
N-
I can't do
n-
with mine.
No, I don't. No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm more like this. I I I will show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it, not me. I've already done that. So I will show you the door, and it's up to you to open the door and walk through it. It's up to you if you know if you do or you don't. It's like you know I can say the stuff. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to you know disagree with me or anything. You know it can go in one ear and out the other for all I care. I don't give a shit. But
Hmm.
I really want it to like go in one ear, circle around in your brain to let you think about it for a second. If it goes out the other ear, that's fine. If it doesn't and it sticks in your mind and makes you think, that's really my objective. It's kind of like, you know, I'm not really trying to convince you of anything. I'm just trying to give you the information or, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? That's how I see myself when it comes down to it. I'll give you that information. I'll lead you to the water. You're the one that has to drink it, not me. I've already drunk the water. I've already fucking went through the door. I've already, you know, that kind of thing. I mean,
You're at the
you know,
place you want to be in your way of thinking.
well, I mean, you
And I'm
know,
not saying this disparagingly at all.
it's like you said earlier. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. I've
Hmm.
already seen a lot of this shit already. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I can't unsee some of the stuff that I've seen. All right, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And some of the stuff I've seen, and it's just more like me trying to, you know, show you what I've seen. All right, and you could believe it or not. I don't, you know, one way or the other. I don't really care. I've done my part. I've done my job to show you or warn you. You know, I've done my part. You know, it's like if you don't heed the warning, that would be on you. But it would be on me if I knew the shit, if I and I didn't tell you about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, and I think
Uh,
you're doing great. You know, some of your thoughts do go in my head. They do circle and some do stay there. I'm getting to where I can agree with you more than I would disagree with you.
well, you
And
know,
and if you want
that's
to,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, if you want to learn a lot about what they're pushing for, like with the AI and the transhumanism, I can't post links in the chat, but I did post it in a private chat. Check out Nicholson, 1968.
I probably will never do that, but thank you. I have a really, really, really busy life. I'm serious.
Okay.
I've got a house to take care of. I got a yard that I work in. So I have other things that I take care of besides being on YouTube and other platforms. So, when somebody suggests that, I just like to be honest. I appreciate it, but the odds are I'll never get to it.
You need to get you a yard boy.
I do have no, I have a man who mows the lawn and does the trimming, but I have wildflower beds that I take care of. I'm cutting back a
Okay.
bougainvillea bush. I told Wingnut this. I got a hand chainsaw and I just adore the dang thing. It's like going out there with a play toy and just go, here, take this, take this. I take out a lot of aggression and anger on this bougainvillea, which I'm trying to get rid of. And I'm almost done with it. So it's like I found a new play toy. It's so much fun.
Yeah, well, if you ever
So
make it over here come over
hmm?
here with that little chainsaw, you can trim all the trees around here.
Oh my God. Well, I can't climb a ladder though. See, the bougainvillea I can get from the ground.
Dude,
Well,
I
I'd
mean,
end up
seriously.
Unfortunately,
accidentally
I can't.
chopping up the house that you're building. Here, take this and take
Nah,
that.
dude. There's so many damn
Unfortunately,
trees
I
around
can't do
here.
yard work anymore.
Oh, I'm sad. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, that's one of the things I just enjoy doing outside.
Yeah.
And I love plant a wildflower garden. It draws the bees in, it draws the butterflies in. What's more beautiful than getting up in the morning, opening my blinds at my sliding glass door and seeing butterflies fluttering by? It's just great. But
I I did notice I had like I don't have anything for them to eat, but I did notice some damn what do you call it? Hummingbirds. I saw some hummingbirds the other day right
you
around the
are so
house.
lucky.
And I was like, well, that was cool. Maybe I should put some stuff out there for them and stuff like that. But, because I don't know what they're going after. There's really not any flowers right around where the house is. So I was like, I don't know what
There's a
they're
special hummingbird bird feeder hanger that you can get, and you got to mix up some kind of nectar for them.
just sugar water, basically.
Well, yeah, kind of. I've seen one hummingbird, and it just blows my mind that I haven't seen more.
Well, it's not a normal thing. It's like that. That's why it stuck out in my mind because I was just looking out the window and I saw that thing flying around underneath the pole barn. I was like, well, that was interesting. I just don't see hummingbirds all that often. So
That's great.
yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things, man. It's a constant battle out here with this damn yard and all the grass and all the trees and stuff like that. My uncle spends more time on it than I do, because he likes that
Get
type of a
goats.
look.
They'll take care of the grass for you.
Well,
Get goats.
that's what I was thinking about at one time, just fencing in the property that I'm sitting on and then have goats out there as like the natural lawnmower.
They
You
are.
know
You
what I
never
mean?
have to mow again.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there thinking about that, because I mean, I wouldn't mind having uh, some animals out here other than my dogs. I was sitting there thinking about, if I ever get to a point where I can actually have chickens out here, and maybe some goats, a couple of things, you
I
know.
love goats. I just want to have goats because I love them. I don't even care if they eat the yard or not, but I can't because I'm in a neighborhood. I did want to ask you one offside thing. What about the puppies?
What about them?
Did you find homes for them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, that's just a side note.
It
I just
didn't
was
take
wondering
it
about.
didn't take long. It didn't
Did
take
you
long.
keep one?
No, no,
Miracle.
no, no. I'm keeping it down to two dogs. I'm trying not to have any more.
That's a
Yeah.
miracle.
That's the reason why I'm like, I'm out there with my damn rifle all the time, trying to keep that fucking cousin's dog away from my girls, because I'm sick and tired of them, getting pregnant all the time.
She's gonna be too old to have babies anymore soon. You've got some
Ah,
new
no,
people
they
that
will.
came in. Just want to let you
Dogs
know.
can dogs can have pups, man, until the day they die. They can have,
Oh,
they don't go through menopause and all that shit, man.
I wasn't thinking of that.
They don't do that. It doesn't happen with dogs. They can get
Well,
pregnant. They can get pregnant when I mean, I just hope she gets tired of it.
new
You know.
info. Dogs don't go through menopause.
Yeah, they don't. They don't do
That's
that.
hysterical.
Because I mean,
Hello, Shady.
and I'm
And
just hoping that, little bit doesn't ever get pregnant,
oh, of course she is if she's out running free.
Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of hoping that she learns her lesson from Mama, and Mama really, but that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. They're just, you know, horny little bitches. That's all
Oh,
there is to it.
oh, wait, wait a minute. So are the male dogs, okay? Don't just blame it on the females.
No, I don't blame it. I mean, well, put it this way. I blame it on both the male and the female. They're both horny little fucks. But that's the thing though. It's like, I made a deal. I made a deal with these dogs, okay? I made a deal. I was like, listen, I don't want any boys in the yard. I don't want the boys over here at all. And they figured out the loophole. The loophole is just they go outside of the yard, you know? So, that's
You
that
thought your daddy talk was going to help, and you
they
think that the daughter's looking at her mother and going, "Oh, hell no, I don't want to go through all that." Good
well,
luck.
well, see, that's the thing, it's like, well, I'm just kind of, and the more that dog comes around here, like I said, I restrain myself so much every time, not
I
actually
know.
shooting the damn dog, but I'll pop a couple of rounds just to scare it off. You know what I mean? But all they need is that, couple of 5 minutes, alone. And next thing you know, she's pregnant again. And it's a pain in the ass.
You had some new people come in. I just wanted to let you know.
I saw you people. I saw Navy Vet, Golden Gate.
Shady
Yeah,
Shady.
Unmasked.
Shady. Oh man, I haven't seen Shady. What's up, Shady? What's up, mate? I didn't see you come in.
Oh,
That was pretty.
did you see that? Snooks Tate wanted to know if it was a steel saw.
I don't know what he means. What other
The
saw
brand
is
name.
there?
Brand
Oh,
name.
STIHLs.
uh, I don't know. It's just a really good one.
What color is it?
Oh, it's green.
Probably Makita.
I don't know. I looked on Amazon and I just got the one that has everything I wanted with it. And
Battery powered.
it has two battery powered packs and I think it's a 6-inch blade and it's got another chain you can put around it, an extra one, and it had gloves and it has a little thing you put the oil in and yeah, it was just I don't particularly care for the color. I didn't want pink, but I'm not actually it's the color green that Wingnut is in my name and you, Ken. It's that
Okay,
color
like
green.
kind of like a lime green in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
well
it
then
just had everything I wanted and it works wonderful.
it might not be a Makita. It might be some kind of off-brand or something.
Yeah, I think it's an off brand. I don't think it's a name brand. It was an affordable brand. It was like $70.
Wow.
That's what I went for, affordable.
Those are actually kind of handy, you know what I mean? If you're just doing small limbs and shit, those are not too bad.
Well, I've been using like really good pruners and after a while it just gets exhausting because I also have to deconstruct the limbs that I cut down and I was using a pruner. Now I just put the long branch over a trash can and I just go at it. And I also have a bamboo stand, so if the branches are long enough, I put the branches around the bamboo stand to try and keep it from coming out in the yard so much,
Hmm.
So you've
which
got like a
isn't
little
working.
bamboo garden?
Oh no, it's a huge bamboo one, and I didn't know it was so invasive and it grows underground.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it does it spread out as like a running kind?
Oh yeah. I didn't know that. And I was out there working on it one day and the neighbor in the backyard came over and chewed me out because it's going in his yard and he had
Mm.
to pull it out and he said, "Do you want to come over here and help me fill in the dirt?" And I said, "No, I can't. And I'm very sorry. It's not my fault. I didn't know it was that way." But yeah, he was pretty ticked off at me.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
two main basic ones. There's the clumping kind and the running kind.
Yeah, I got
Um,
the running kind because I
yeah,
didn't know. It's just
Looks got the
terrible.
runs.
yeah.
It's got the runs all under the yard, and if you cut it right at the base, if it gets in the yard, it does kill it. But if
You know,
the only way to kill it is to totally have it dug out and drug out.
well,
Almost
there's
sounds
other ways
like it's
too.
related to kudzu.
Yes. What's
I
another
do
way?
know I know another way to kill it also. Use salt water. All right, you get some of the roots. All right, from one of the one of the pieces or whatever. You get some of the roots, and put roots in like a bucket full of salt water. It'll
Hmm.
start sucking up that salt water. It'll kill it that way.
You
Um,
haven't seen my stand.
and then on top of that, if you don't want, there's another way to keep it from running. You if you build like a border around it, like a wall.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
haven't
because
been able. Yeah,
it
go
doesn't
ahead.
go very deep into the ground. It stays kind of shallow, the root system. If you get like something that'll like a wall or something like that, so the roots won't go past that wall. Well,
No, I know. I could dig a trowel,
yeah,
whatever it is, all around it, and I can do, but that's hard for me.
yeah.
That would be hard for me to do. And I'm on a budget, so it's hard to afford to get somebody to come and do that. I did look into that. That would be my best option. Because if I get it dug up and drug out, I'm going to have to get full dirt to have put back in there. This is a pretty good sized stand. It doesn't go across all my backyard, but it's very thick.
Golden Gate. You talking about, man, Golden Gate. I still haven't been on the damn radio in a while, man. I really haven't moved all my shit on there. So I mean, I haven't really been paying attention to the radio.
Why don't you do that anymore?
I do. Because when I moved over into the new place, I haven't moved all my stuff over. I have to take the tower down. I have to take my antenna down and move it over. I have to get me a power supply, and I can put everything, hook everything back up, and I can get back on the radio again. But I've been putting it off and putting it off, simply because it's a pain in the ass to get up there and take the antenna down, take the tower apart, and then move everything over. It's just a pain in the ass. I've been procrastinating.
Oh, I remember you told me about the tower. Yeah, that would be hard to do. You need help.
Well, yeah, I mean, I put it up by myself, and I know how hard it is to put up, and I know how hard it is going to be taking it down. So I mean, yeah, it would be easier if I had like a buddy of mine. Um, there's a buddy of mine that's a radio buddy of mine, and come over one of these days, and he can be on the ground while I climb the tower and do all the fucking, take the antenna down, and he can be on the ground, with the rope and hoisting and lowering shit down and stuff like that. Um, I just, like I said, I've been kind of procrastinating because I was just like, oh my God, I don't know. It's one of them things. But eventually I'll get everything done. I was sitting there looking at it today actually, and I'm sitting there, when the weather gets a little cooler, I'll probably end up doing it. Because during the heat of the day, I mean, it got up to fucking 95 degrees today, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get up on that fucking tower in the heat of the day and try and mess with that shit. So I'll probably, when the weather gets a little cooler, I might do it. And but I gotta make a gin pole, and then so I can, if I have to do it by myself, I can do it by myself.
Well, it's not like you're lazy. You're always doing something. So, like I
Well, no,
said, you'll get to it when you
I'm
get
not
to it.
I'm not lazy. I'm just a professional procrastinator. You know,
Well,
that's
okay,
what
but
it
you're
is.
still not lazy.
No,
But the big jobs I can see putting off.
I'm just really good at procrastinating.
No, you made, look at that beautiful grill you made. Just look at that beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get over that one.
But
How you
you
doing
know,
with cooking on it?
oh, that's another thing too. I just I just put a eco-friendly dryer out in the yard yesterday.
You mean like a dryer for clothes you put out in your
Yeah,
yard?
yeah, I got a
Oh, wait a minute, this is
clothesline.
a clothesline. Okay.
Yeah,
I had,
clothesline.
oh my God, I caught on to
It's
this faster than I normally do on
it's an
things.
eco-friendly dryer, you know?
I, good for you.
Well, I was like, it's like I was trying to, save on electricity so I don't use the dryer as much. And I've been wanting to do it because it's been, perfect. It's like I can put all my laundry out there on the clothesline, and with less than an hour, all my clothes are dry. You know what I'm saying? And, because I got
Clotheslines are
enough.
great.
And I mean, I've been meaning to do it, and I finally did it yesterday. I finally put one up. Um, you know, so I'm happy about that. So
That is good. I mean, I had a clothesline at my other house because I wasn't in a neighborhood with an HOA, and you can't have one here. But I would definitely use it for sheets and stuff and towels if I could,
oh yeah, dude. I mean,
because they
it's
just
like
smell so much better.
it's perfect. It's like I did everything. I did all my laundry. I did all my sheets and all my bed linens and all that stuff the other day. And
Good for you.
you know, like I said, it's like it's just been so hot and the wind blowing. It's like it takes less than an hour and all that stuff is dry.
Do you use a
Um,
softener in the water when you wash? Because if you don't, your sheets are going to come out kind of stiff.
No, I use well, I don't know if it's a softener, but I use like a couple of things. It's like I just use like a regular detergent, or I can't remember what it was. And then plus I also use borax. I also use that. I mix that in there with it.
What does
Um,
borax do?
it's a cleaner.
Huh.
It's just an old fashioned type cleaner.
I think I've heard
Um,
of it. I just don't, I've never used it for anything, but
that's
I've heard of it.
yeah, that borax is just like what
It,
people
it's hard
used
to
to use
find now.
before. Well, you can find it in the grocery store. I find it. No, I can go to Piggly Wiggly over in the grocery store. I can find it in there. Um,
Yeah, I will
uh,
say Piggly Wiggly does carry it.
yeah. But it's just a cleaner. I mean, I've always had borax. When I was doing blacksmithing and stuff like that, borax is also a cleaner that I can use on my metal stuff. But it's a washing powder type of stuff. It's like before all the name brand type crap that you see on the when it comes down to laundry detergent. That's what people used to use back in the day. It's still a very good cleaner. But I'll mix that in there with the detergent that I use, and
That's
that
interesting.
it works really good.
It helps.
Um,
It helps with stains a lot more.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
I use
use
a
it on my
dryer
bed
softener
sheets.
sheet.
Yeah, I use it on my bed sheets and stuff. And it's like, sometimes, if I don't do my bed sheets, enough, it's like that fitted sheet will start getting that yellow tinge if I don't do it. If I don't do it, enough, it's like hell. I can throw that borax in there. Boy, that's white as hell again. And
Here's what you can do: buy gray sheets.
yeah, yeah. But
Buy odd color sheets or something. I never have had white sheets. I don't know why. I just
well,
and
that's
I
that's what I've got. I mean, I don't really. I've got fitted sheets. I don't really use just the other sheets. I've got fitted sheets on my bed mattress, and then I use a
oh
comforter type stuff. That's all I ever use. I don't read, I don't like get under sheets and stuff. I just
yeah, a
put
lot of
fitted
people do
sheets.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I just use a comforter for a blanket type of thing, and fitted sheets. That's it. That's all I ever use. But
God, I've taken you from shootings to household work,
well, I mean,
and this
hell,
is
I
what
mean,
I do.
I've done all kinds of stuff when it comes. I mean, I'm a bachelor. I've been by myself most of my life. So I mean, I've got to do all that shit myself too. You
Well,
know,
I
but I do
think it's
get,
great.
like I said, I do get procrastinating. Sometimes I don't do my bed linens as much
For a
as I
year.
should, you know.
Year.
I mean, I should do them more often than I do, you know. Sometimes I don't, you know, but but
I do mine every 2 weeks,
I don't.
but
I
then I
should.
shower every night and
Yeah.
I don't get out in the yard and work like you do.
Yeah, I don't shower every night either, but you know.
Oh God, Wing, I wish you
No.
hadn't said that.
No.
I'm kidding.
Just sometimes there's just no need, you know what I mean?
You could do
Uh,
whatever you want.
you know, it's like washing my hair. I don't wash my hair every time I take a shower, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't either. Because if I'm not doing anything and I have long hair, it's just I have it on top of my head most of the time because, this is Florida and I don't want it on my neck, so it doesn't really get that dirty. So I do it every other night sometimes.
I don't know. You know, see, I got long hair and it's generally straight, but if I don't wash it for a little while, it starts getting all curly on me. And that's when, you know, that
You're gonna
that
have the dreadlocks going.
yeah, I'll get that dreadlock kind of going. And that's when I'm like, okay, it's time to wash my hair. And
That's so funny.
you know, but
Oh my
I'm
God.
just that way though, you know. It's like, I mean,
Yeah, you're strange. You're just very strange.
I mean, if I work outside during the day, you know, I'm definitely gonna take a shower that day. But if I don't do that, you know, if I don't work outside, you know, that day, you know, it's like I just don't see a need sometimes because I'm just not getting that dirty. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just the way I
Well,
am.
this has been interesting. I'm sorry I took us here. Not really. It's fun. I mean, it's fun to talk about different things other than politics and shootings.
Yeah. I mean, you know, because I mean, even when I was going through school, I mean, you know, when I got to the grade where I was able to get like shop class, they had stopped shop class in school, so I ended up taking home ec. I mean, you know, and plus my mom, she used to do a lot of seamstress type stuff and stuff like that. So I that's some of the reasons why I know how to sew. You know,
That's
for my
amazing. Was there other boys or students in your sewing in your what was it, home economics?
home ec.
Yeah, what was there other guys in there?
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you.
I didn't like it. I didn't like home ec though. I mean, it was mostly because of the teacher.
Oh.
I had a teacher. Her name was Mrs. Titshaw. That was her name, and
So
she was the type of woman, all right, where if she got tired of talking, she would turn on a tape recorder and push play, and it would be her talking. All right, you know. So I didn't like her. We used to play. We used to play tricks on her. There was, you know, we were making chocolate chip cookies. I would put X in there instead of fucking chocolate chips.
of course you did.
You know, for some reason, she ate some of those and didn't come back for a couple of days after that. You know, it's like, I don't know. But, you know, there was this one time I would take thread and like weave it in the legs of the desks and stuff. And it would trip people, trip kids and shit. You know, it's like a little spider web of fucking thread through the desks.
And
You
this
know,
is what grade?
fourth or fifth grade, something like that. Something like that.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I didn't think they had home ec in fourth or fifth grade.
Yeah, it was like somewhere around there, fourth, fifth, sixth, something
We're
around
getting
there.
all the dirt on Wing now.
But it was around the time that I wanted shop class, but it was by the time I was able to, you know, when I was at the grade where I could get shop class, they had stopped doing shop class.
How many times did
Because
you get suspended?
I took shop in like seventh grade, I think.
yeah,
I think
see,
it's
I,
more of
I
a
I
middle
couldn't.
school thing.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I was in middle school. That was when I was at the age, you know, around that time when, you know, sixth, seventh, somewhere around there, fifth, sixth, seventh grade, somewhere around there
Yeah.
is when I was able to, I was eligible to get to it, but they had stopped it because they wanted to put the money toward the football team instead. so they cut out the shop class.
That's of course they did. I want to know how many
Yeah,
times you got suspended, or
a
did
couple
you
of
lose
times,
count?
a few times. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, hell, I
I,
got
w-
suspended too.
I put it this way: fourth grade and eighth grade were my worst grades. You know, fourth grade and eighth grade, I took twice. Um, in the eighth grade, I was the tallest and biggest kid in the eighth grade the second time, and I got in a fight, and I ended up getting suspended. Out of school suspension, and I decided to just quit. You know.
I'm sure the school was not unhappy that you did.
Well, I didn't care. I don't care.
I
You
know, I
know.
could tell. That's okay. You know, you've come very far. You're very intelligent. It's not like you quitting school hurt you.
No, I mean, I decided to see school didn't really help me. You know, I didn't get educated through school.
No, you didn't.
School did.
You got schooled by going on the road.
Well, yeah, it was the school of life is what educated me.
Yeah.
Because when I was going through school, the way they taught kids was basically, all right, here's a book, read the chapter, do the questions at the end of the chapter, and I'll grade it. And that's how they taught. That's their idea of teaching. And I just, I
Basically
never
teaching
really,
yourself.
yeah, I didn't really, me and school never really got along. Um, so,
Yeah, I didn't
and
care
I
about
went to,
school
I
either.
went, I went to many, I went to many different schools too. I mean, I mean, even when I was like in second or third grade, I was in a Christian academy. Um, I've been into private schools. I've been in public schools.
Yeah, I was in a
Been to,
couple private schools.
I've been in many different schools over the years.
Prefer public school over private school.
I mean, I went to Job Corps also. I was in Job Corps for 2 years.
Hmm.
And they, my, the staff, they looked at me like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because, in my skill class and my dormitory, I was excellent. But in
Hmm.
my academics, I slept all the time. I didn't give a shit,
Hmm.
you know, you know.
Well, like I
That's
said, I think
okay.
you've. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
I was gonna say that's okay. I mean, I dropped out after the 10th grade, just got my GED, but I still ended up getting a management position by the time I was 19.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the reasons. That was one of the things I was supposed to do going through Job Corps is to get the GED, but I didn't. I didn't even bother with that.
Well, I
Um,
graduated. It wasn't easy, but I did graduate. I'm not going to say I graduated like top of the class or maybe even the middle. It was a little bit more after the middle, but I did graduate. I think nowadays that trade school is so much more important than college.
yeah, Navy vet. My dad threatened to put me in military school. He said, man, if we ever win the lottery, I'm going to put you in military school. I was like, man, I hope we never win the fucking lottery then.
They would have kicked you out. Don't worry about it.
Nah, I don't know, man. He threatened that a few times.
They threaten that
Um,
to a lot of sons, don't they? I don't think they ever threaten it to the daughters. It's the sons.
well, my dad just didn't. He would have rathered somebody else deal with it. Um, because that's the reason why he was talking about military school because he was like you know wanting somebody else to instill some discipline in me or something like that. Um, and Job
I
Corps,
don't know that it would have worked.
yeah, Job Corps didn't help either. I mean, it's like I said, I was a dorm official. I was excellent in my dorm. My skill class, I was excellent in my skill class because I took auto body, I took building apartment maintenance, and if I had stayed longer, I was going to get into diesel mechanics. But I was excellent in those things. But in my academics, I just didn't give a shit. Like I said, I mean, there was My math teacher didn't really. I never did anything in my math class, man. I pretty much slept the whole time. Um, you know,
I just
and
held my books up high and ate.
You kind of hid your food.
I kind of like scooted down in my chair and I'd have the books up high, like just like standing up
I
and I'd be snacking behind them.
I used to do the same thing, but I slept behind my book. I would like raise the book up a little bit and lay my head down on the desk and sleep. The only
That
thing
was
is,
me.
yeah, I used to do that too. But I used to have this science teacher, and actually I liked science, but I used to have this science teacher that he was the only one that would not stand for that shit. I mean, he would, if he caught you sleeping, he would throw an eraser at you. You know what I mean? He was just that type of guy. He didn't, it's like, you know, he didn't really care. It's like, back then it wasn't like, child abuse or anything like that, throwing a fucking eraser at some kid or something. You know what I mean? So, you know, he was,
That's kind of harsh. I mean, I guess it's better than slapping you upside the head.
oh,
At least you
well,
could dodge the eraser.
well, if you're asleep, you wouldn't dodge anything.
Well, no, you wouldn't. You'd be getting hit right on the head or
You'd
something.
get hit in the head with a damn eraser.
Does
You
that
know what I mean?
hurt?
Yeah, I mean, it woke you up. I remember, I remember we were going through dissection in science class and stuff like that, and he was a crazy teacher too, man. I can't remember his name though, um, I remember one time we were dissecting octopus, and the damn teacher went up behind a girl and like stretched the octopus right above her head, and he's like, "Look, a new hairdo," He was just a weird guy, dude. Um,
I refused to dissect the frog, and so they didn't make me.
yeah, I
I
remember
don't
doing
care if
all
it was
that
dead
shit.
or not. I just couldn't cut it open.
Yeah, I remember doing all that stuff when we were, doing the dissections and
I
stuff
remember
like that.
dissecting a frog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't do it. I said, I can't do it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can't
we
make
used.
me. So I
I,
didn't.
I did all that stuff, man. I didn't mind all that kind of thing. I didn't
I was,
even mind the smell of the formaldehyde. I didn't even really
Formaldehyde.
you
mind.
probably
Yeah,
got off on
I didn't.
it.
I didn't really mind. I didn't really mind the smell of it.
It,
You know what I
He
mean?
it was just
sniffed it a
weird.
lot.
It was just weird when you cutting into the frog and you hit that nerve and those legs are still jumping.
Oh
Right?
my God. See, that would have just, oh my God, I would
we
have
would
been running
we
around
would
screaming.
you could actually attach electrodes from like a car battery and shit and make them fucking jump around.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
that's just
I, me-
creepy.
I remember as a kid the first time. I remember as a kid the first time my mother tried to cook frog legs
There's just not enough meat
and
on a
start moving
goddamn
all around the
frog leg.
pan.
Do they jump around in
Yeah.
the pan?
It
Now,
depends.
I've
It,
had
it
Yeah.
fried.
depends. Yeah,
Mhm.
it
Go
depends
ahead.
on the size of the frog. You don't want those little skinny ones. No,
No. Yeah. But even then, it's like there's just
it
not
does
enough
taste
meat
like
on a damn
chicken.
frog. Yeah, it does. But there's just not enough meat on them damn things.
Well, I
I
wanted to
remember
say that I
when we were
wanted.
kids.
Go ahead.
When we were kids, we used to go frog gigging. That was a big
Yes.
thing when we were
Mm.
kids. And so but,
Well, I had
anyway.
mine at a restaurant because I didn't want to see what they did. But I wanted to be able to taste them and know that I had tried them at least. And they were good, but you're right, there's not much meat on them.
Yeah, there's just not.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
I mean,
tried escargot and loved it. That's, snails.
now
I haven't tried that.
escargot. I've tried that, but I will only eat if it's like steamed or fried.
Well,
That's
in
the
a
only time.
mushroom cap with Parmesan cheese, and then you
Oh,
really don't
now
even taste the snail.
that's good. That actually
Yeah,
is pretty
broiled.
good too.
Yeah, then you
Yeah.
don't taste the snail.
So
You're just tasting
yeah.
everything around it, but you can say, "Hey, I ate snail."
Mhm.
I haven't tried that, but I have had gator, snake, and
Oh
shark.
God, fried gator
Yeah.
tail.
So
Mm.
so have I. Yeah.
Mm.
So have I.
I haven't had snake.
We had yeah. I've had that. Matter of fact, it was I don't know how many years ago. It was probably about 10 years ago, something like that. We had an alligator that came out, and every once in a great while, want to wander up in the pond out here. And the last one that we killed out here in the pond was, I think it was um, like 11 foot long from tip of the nose to the tip of the tail. So it was a pretty good size, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. We cut that sucker up, man. We had, we cut it up in little big, little chunks and bread it with some like panko and fry it and then put it on a plate with some hush puppies and fucking coleslaw. My God, that was some good eating. Oh my God.
Now I
And
want to go get snacks.
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you ever like, kill an alligator and stuff like that, the tail is a good thing, but I'm gonna tell you something. The best meat on an alligator is the backstrap. That's
I
like
think you
filet.
talked about that.
Yeah, the backstrap is like filet mignon, man. That is the best freaking meat on an
I haven't
alligator.
had that. I've only
I
had
wonder
the
why
gator
they don't
tail.
serve that.
Yeah, gator tail's okay, but there's a lot of muscle on an alligator. Even the jaw has muscle on it. There is so much muscle on an alligator, but the backstrap is the best. Is the
I can tell
best
you
meat.
right now, I'm not going out and killing a gator. That's never going to happen. Bang stick, whatever. I'm not going to go kill a gator.
Well, wait a minute. You got iguanas around where you're at?
No, that's down further south.
Okay, I was about to
I'm
say.
not going to eat iguanas either. I'm not going to kill them and eat them. Once they fall out of the tree, they're like, no.
And the river I'm near, I don't think I would eat any of those gators either because I don't trust that water in that river.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the water around here. I mean, there's a lot of freshwater springs around here, and if you go way up river where like nobody is, nobody goes in canoes or kayaks or something like that. That's the most likely where you'll find the gators, and because they don't really like to go where a lot of people are unless people make the idiot move of feeding them. That's the only reason you'll start seeing gators around where there's a lot of people at is people make the dumb move of feeding them.
Stupid. So
Yeah,
stupid.
it
Well,
is stupid. It's mostly tourists that do it. You know what I'm saying? And
they
that's
don't
the
know any
problem.
better.
They don't know any better. That's the same. That's the same reason why, there's almost at least one shark attack out here on the beach every fucking year because it's a dumbass tourist going past the second sandbar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what every fucking year there's at least one shark attack, and it's all because of some dumb tourist, or some dumb tourist falling out of a fucking condo or something like that. Stupid. It's like almost every fucking year.
Well, where I live, I have chain of lakes. So you can go from one lake to another, and you will see a
Yeah.
bunch of gators.
Yeah, you probably got more caiman than anything down there, though. The caiman.
How's that different from the alligators?
Well, caiman alligators are smaller. They're smaller and a little bit more aggressive. That's what a caiman.
Well, the ex got a gator hunting license, because they do it by lottery, or they used to.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got one, and he was able to take a couple buddies, and he killed one 12-foot and one 9-foot. I don't think those were caimans, though.
No, those are alligators.
But then you get assigned lakes. You don't get to choose the lake. You get assigned lakes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
Well,
wasn't
see,
that far from us.
that's the thing. It's like, if they come walking into the pond on the property, I'm not going to, as far as, the game warden don't know, won't hurt them, that kind of thing.
Oh, hell no. They come on your property. They're yours.
Yeah.
You can say they were going after your dogs.
Well, nah, we got fish in that pond, and if we let a gator stay in that pond, they'll eat every fucking fish in that pond. So as soon as one pops up, we'll take care of it real soon. So that's the thing. It's like, but every once in a while, it's not all the time. It's like every once in a while, it's like one will wander from another pond. They ate all the food in that pond, and they'll wander to another, and eventually they'll wander onto this pond, and and
I say they're in your pond on your property. They're yours.
Yeah, I mean, I'll and I'm the type, I don't really care. I'll hunt year round. I don't care if I want to. You know what I mean? If I want to hunt, I'll hunt year round on the property out here. I don't wait for damn hunting season and all that shit.
Do you shoot them or use a bang stick?
Well, me
You shoot them or use a
personally,
bang stick?
what, for gators or deer? Gators, I mean,
gators.
yeah, we'll just, gators, yeah, just shoot it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the X used a bang
I've
stick, but
tried
then they
catching,
were out in a boat and everything. So
I've tried catching them with a trout line before.
really,
Well, yeah, I'll take a big ass treble hook and put a piece of a chicken on the end of it and hang it out of over the water, just a little bit over the water, and hang it from a tree. And when they jump up to grab the chicken, they'll get themselves caught on that treble hook. I've done that before.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
And
and
then how do
but
you reel them in?
well, what I do is I just pull them in that way. I just pull them in because what I'll do is I'll hook one into that. It's like it's not necessarily a rope, but it's kind of like a really heavy gauge string, and I'll tie it to a tree on the bank, and then I'll just hang that treble hook with that chicken just above the water, like about 6 or 7 inches above the water. So when they jump up to get it, they get hooked by that hook, because
Mhm.
otherwise, they'll I swear to God, some of these gators got fucking fingers on them because I've seen, they will clean that damn treble hook and be nothing left of it. And I'm like, how in the hell they get it off of there? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I mean, um, we'll just get up in the, like, if we want to just shoot them or something like that, I'll just get in a tree stand right next to the water and then shoot down at them, pop them right in the head.
Well, you
you
do
know
the skin because you could
I
sell it and make good
I know.
money.
Yeah, well, the last one we didn't do shit with it, or I didn't do anything with it. My uncle, uh I don't know what he did with it. Yeah, I'm sure he did something with it, but he's the one that skinned it and processed it and cleaned it.
Mm.
The last one we got. And but
Well,
like I
what the X, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that, it became food for the next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is what ticked me off. The X, when he got the 9 foot and the 12 foot, he sold it to somebody and he got back his money that he spent on the gator hunting, but we didn't get any gator meat. They got all the skin and the tails. So it's like, what's the point? I didn't get any gator meat to cook.
Wow.
So he got the heads and he had them taxidermied and
Yeah,
yeah, kept those at the office because I didn't want a 12-foot head at the house. That thing was huge. There was no place to put it.
yeah. I mean, I don't think he did that. I think um, I can't remember. I think my cousin, he did something. He didn't do a taxidermy. He just got the skull cleaned. So it was just the skull, and he's got that
Mm.
at his house and stuff like that.
Oh no,
Um,
he had the skull preserved, and then at Christmas he
yeah,
put a Santa hat on it. I think he
yeah,
put a Gators something like team in it because he
yeah.
was for the Seminoles or whatever. It was just like, just keep it at the office.
I,
I don't care. I don't want to see it.
I remember, was it what is it place, Gatorland or whatever it is down
Yes,
there?
I've been there.
Yeah, I remember we used to go there, man.
It was fun.
Yeah,
There was a place like that in Eufaula, Alabama that's got a lot of gators you can go see.
yeah. This place,
Okay, sounds like
I remember this place, the main entrance where the gift shop and all that stuff. The
yeah,
building was in the shape of a gator head. You
yeah.
like walk,
Oh,
you
Wow.
an
walk,
open gator head. Yeah,
yep. You
it
like
still
walk through the
is.
mouth. Yeah, you walk through the mouth, and that was like the gift shop or whatever.
Yep, it still is. And they have an albino gator.
Yep, yep, yep. I
Haven't
remember,
been in so long, so I don't know what they had, but I did enjoy that. And you could
yeah.
sit and hold baby gators and get your picture taken. Of course, you
Well, see,
paid for it, but you could do
that
it.
was that was. I don't think they do that. They used to be able to. Used to be able to buy them back in the day. The
Baby
baby alligator,
gators?
yeah, baby alligators.
I didn't
Actually,
know
man,
that.
that became a problem because I
Yeah.
remember. I remember back when I was a kid. There was like a 12-foot, almost 15-foot fucking alligator come walking out of the fucking sewer and walking down the neighborhood like a regular neighborhood street, because it ran out of food in the sewer. What ended up happening was, somebody had gotten one of those baby gators and they flushed it down the damn sewer, down the toilet or whatever, and it
Yeah.
lived down there in the sewer for, oh, I don't know, until it got too big, and they come crawling out, and next thing you know, it's wandering down the damn neighborhood. And so I think they put a stop to that. You know, this was years ago, back when I
Well,
was a
I've
kid.
heard those stories.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was
because I was
stupid.
when I was living in Orlando. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. Well, yeah, you would have been more closer proximity to Gatorland.
yeah, I mean, was it like just south of Ocala or something like that, isn't it? Something like
No,
that. I
it's
can't remember.
south of Orlando.
South of Orlando. Is that toward? Oh yeah, going that oh Deland. No, where is that
No,
shit?
DeLand is north.
Damn, where? I'm trying to remember where in the hell. I can't remember. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've been down there.
Yeah,
But
all the
going
attractions are
down
south
toward
of
yeah,
Orlando.
going down toward the Everglades and shit like that.
Well, it's a
Yeah,
lot closer than that.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's not as far down as the Everglades,
It's
but yeah,
like not even down to Kissimmee.
right, right,
It's
right.
interesting.
It's been a
Okay.
long time though. It's
Uh,
been a long
Yeah.
time though.
All
Well,
right.
Yeah.
listen, I'm going to jump off the panel because it's getting late. It's after 1, and it's time for me to start winding down and go to sleep about 2:30. But thank you for letting me up, and this was a lot of fun talking about a lot of different things. And like I said, don't ever think that you're wasting your words, Wing, because I do take in more of what you say than I used to.
Right
And I
on.
do, no, I digest it, and I actually, think about it and process it, and I don't let go of all of it. I'm not that close-minded that I can't see other positions in other ways. So I'm learning a lot. It's been good for me.
Right on. Right on.
So
Right
I
on.
appreciate that. I enjoy when you do this. And Ken, it was always nice to see you. And
You
your
too.
last song was really good. I put a comment under it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
It really spoke to me, a great song. So y'all take care and have a good night and good night to the chat. Um, Love y'all. Night, Indy. I will be seeing you Monday night. Oh, Indy's on Monday night. No,
And fr
Friday night. Friday night she's
Friday,
on members only for about 2 hours. And it's very, very nice because she lets people come up one at a time to talk
and
to
then
her.
there's also a backstage Friday night, I think
Backstage
too.
Speakeasy
Yep.
Friday night, which I did put a link in here earlier. And then her next live is Monday night, and it's flipped. So it's open panel first, which you might enjoy, Wing, and then it's music after,
Yeah,
second
well,
half.
it's like I I I really just listened in this last Monday or whatever. I
Yeah,
just
well,
didn't.
we always enjoy when you
I
go up
I
there and
didn't
say what you want to say.
I didn't really. I just you know I don't know. I just wanted to listen in this time.
Well, that's good. I go up if I feel like I have something I can contribute. If I don't, then I don't go up. And I
Right,
love being in the chat anyway.
right. I
All
hear
right.
you.
All right.
All
Loves
right,
and hugs,
Snooks.
chat. Y'all sleep well. Loves and hugs to you, Indy, and loves and hugs to y'all on the panel.
All
And
right. Good night, all.
toodles.
I got to go see who's blowing up my messenger. Y'all have a good night.
All right, yeah, you can take it easy, Ken. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's yeah. Well, it's 1 o'clock over where Snooks is at. It's now 12 o'clock over here. Um, I can't believe it. I've spent 4 hours talking a bunch of shit. I'm surprised everybody has stuck around so long. And I realize that I'm not really the place for everybody to be. Because I get at the most maybe 10 people in chat and all that stuff. So I mean, I'm definitely not one of those big YouTubers, but hopefully there's something worth everybody to listen to or whatever. Like I said, I mean, the only main reason why I came up in the first place is um, I got bored and there wasn't really anything going on. Nobody else was doing anything, so I was like, well, shit, I might as well do something myself. And I appreciate all y'all coming in and hanging out with me. And maybe we'll do it again sometime, and uh, maybe get some more interaction. There's got to be some more stuff to talk about. I don't know. And it doesn't have to be on the political end of it. It doesn't have to be on all that other stuff. We can always talk about other stuff. I'm pretty well rounded on a lot of different things, a lot of different subjects and stuff like that too. So I mean, you know. But anyway, I will catch all you guys on the flip side. I'm gonna go wander around YouTube and see what else is going on. And if there's anything else going on, you know, who knows? I might see you guys there. But otherwise, I will catch you guys on the flip side, and y'all have a good one. This is the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. Back out.